He's got to a stage where, he's playing league footy and he's just a wonderful kid who obviously wanted to get the best out of himself.
Absolutely. The changes for the Tigers. We've got Jackson Edwards and Luke Edwards out. Jackson a late withdrawal. Jonty Scharenberg. And Dylan Morton makes his debut for the Tigers. The boy from from Wagga Wagga rather. Robbie, very quickly, a tip for tonight's game?
Well, I think the Redlegs, good form's winning form, and I think they've been pretty good. I'm backing them for 5 in a row.
I'm going to go Norwood in a tight one by under a goal. Mitch Scott, Rowan Huntermark, Mitchell Harris are your men in green, and we're underway at Cooper Stadium. Balderstone won first hit out, down to Matty Snook though. He's dispossessed. Richard Douglas applying a tackle on Billy Stretch, and Stretch back in the SANFL system after some time in the AFL with Melbourne, who had a big win over Collingwood tonight. Off to Bradley, the former skipper, kicks down the line, and a good sliding mark taken there by Reynolds. So Luke Reynolds will get a good stat with him, courtesy of John Casey shortly. Kicks inside 50, and Shenton intercepts. And Cam Shenton, Robbie Neal, one of the most versatile players in the Red Leg sides. Won a leading goal-kicking award, like your good self, but has been playing a lot of defence lately. Yeah,
he's got wonderful speed. He can provide that overlap run, Shents, and he can defend the lead really well. And you can play him in the midfield and between the arcs, and he's a wonderful player. His performance will be really important for the result tonight.
Well, he set up a fast play here for the Redlegs. They've gone down centre wing on that outer side. Started off with Rokar, inside 50, looking for Ellison. Nothing doing. In the hands now of Virgin of Glenelg underneath the scoreboard. Parks taken over the boundary line by Zach Richards. So we've gone a minute here at Cooper Stadium, round 8, statewide Super League action. Phil Aspinall, Robbie Neal, your commentary team. Picture perfect conditions. Night footy back in the SANFL. Shallow throw in from the boundary umpire. In there's Weir for the Tigers. Now off to Agnew. Gets a hand pass to Snook, and he's escorted over the boundary line. Had a chat with Matty Snook in Subway just up the road, getting his pre-meal snack, and said he's looking forward to night footy back at the parade.
Yeah, you can see Norwood are pressing high up the oval. There's not a lot of space between the last forward, McBean, and the goal line. There's a good 70 or 80 metres there, so they just need to keep the pressure on, get some field position.
Well, Glenelg can extricate from that pressure, and coming through now, stretch to this broadcast side. Clever tap there from Virgin, the former Redleg, off to Nicholson. The kick was intended for his teammate forward of the ball there in Bailey, but it was intercepted partially by Motlop. Rokar for the Redlegs goes to ground. The hand pass a little sloppy. Griggs stood tall in the tackle, but good tackle in there from the Glenelg player in Bailey. Inside 50 now the Tigers go. The kick was a good one, came from Motlop, and it's been marked by Yates. And the good pressure there from the Glenelg midfield, Robbie, allows them to have a chance for a shot on goal.
Yeah, Matty Nunn just lost his feet there, and some good pressure applied to Mitch Grigg, and some wonderful vision by Marlon Motlop, and that's his weapon. When the footy's in his hand, he makes a good decision. He's very calm, and he was able to find a teammate in Yates who'll have a set shot at goal from a 45-degree angle here.
We're right behind it. He's kicking to the parade end. Jack Yates, the first chance for a shot on goal, drifts across the face. Through for a minor score. So we've gone 2.5 minutes here at Coopers. Norwood yet to score rather. The Tigers one behind. Probably should have done better there, Robbie.
Yeah, they're those ones that given the conditions are good, you really want to get a really good start. It gets everyone up and about. Anthony Wilson's playing as a deep forward for Norwood. They're looking probably to hopefully get some slingshot action happening where he can use his speed and get some separation from his direct opponent.
That direct opponent is Premiership player Michael Virgin, former North Adelaide player. Mackenzie took the kick out for the Redlegs. It was punched over the boundary line. Down there in the new the corner, the forward pocket rather, at the parade end where the Wolf Blast Centre is being built. It's going to be a fantastic structure. As Hanneth from the ruck hit out rather, goes inside 50. Bit of aerial ping pong. Barry in the long sleeves for the Redlegs. Good body collision. Partington in there. Agnew as well, a tough nut. Abbott for the Redlegs gets a hand pass out, but it goes astray. Stretch slams it on the boot. Rokar intercepts off to Wilkins, who was one of Norwood's best last week. Here goes Don Barry, puts the afterburners on, takes a bounce in the middle of Cooper's Stadium. The kick inside 50, a poor one, and it's chopped off by Max Proud. So an opportunity gone begging there, Robbie, for the Redlegs.
Yeah, especially Don Barry running into, I suppose, the teeth of the forward line there, and I think he was looking for a little hook around lead back at him. And obviously saw something that wasn't there. But, yeah, you don't want a lot of those intercept mark opportunities against a side like Glenelg. They'll hurt you the other way.
So they've got the footy now in the hands of McCarthy, who got it from Callum Park. His first year at league level. His half-brother Scott Bricknell, a handy player at West Adelaide. So now McCarthy. Right half back, down at the northern end. Kicks down the line, centre wing. Hanneth and Balderstone. That should be a ripping contest. In there as well as Klusky and Weir for Glenelg. The hand pass came out looking for Nicholson. Abbott in there for the Redlegs. Nicholson did really well. Off to big Jack Hanneth, the former Bulldog. Now in board to Bradley. Off to Partington, playing against his former club. The kick to half forward, looking for Reynolds. Good spoil by Ball. The youngster from Golden Grove did really well. Just kept the protected area in front of the ball to allow a teammate there in Wilkins to come in and pick up. And Wilkins, an underrated defender here at the parade. Handballs Douglas. The hand pass a little hot for Rocart, but he's up to the task. Kicks to half forward. Well done by Park. Good tackle, Bampton. Umpire Harris says play on. Plenty of pressure out there in the kitchen at the moment, and the umpire comes in and says my footy. It was a good tackle by Bampton, Robbie. It
was. He's a strong lad. A really good contest by Cam Ball on Luke Reynolds. Cam, a former Ross Trevor College student and he's very fast. He's about 192, 193 centimetres, but he's lightning quick and will certainly have the speed to go with Reynolds.
Norwood now a chance to kick towards goal. Panos couldn't quite find his teammate down there in Pinion. Well done defensively by the Tigers through Proud. The kick towards a teammate there at halfback. Yates taps it down to the advantage of Nicholson, but well done by Mitch Wilkins. Kicks towards goal. It's across the face and drifts over the boundary line for a last possession free. And Wilkins is up and about early, Robbie, and he's one of those underrated players that gets the job done every week.
He is. He spent a little bit of time on North Melbourne's list.
Yep.
I coached him as an under-16 back in about 2010.
Wow.
And former St Peter's College product. And Mitchie's sort of gone between Adelaide and Melbourne a little bit, but he's settled back in Adelaide, and he's a key member of this Redlegs defence.
And a cool stat that you may not know, his dad, Michael, played one game of league for the Bulldogs back in the 80s. I think he was a Premiership Reserves captain. Keeping it in the family, and it is now with Norwood on that outer side. Cam Shenton, true centre wing, outer side. 6 minutes gone, first term, a low scoring start. Glenelg one behind. Norwood yet to score as the ball's in the hands there. Don Barry, of course, played some footy at Glenelg, and that is an absolute shocker. Would have expected better from Don there, Robbie, and a turnover.
Glenelg had defended the corridor really well, so he didn't have much, but he just probably tried to manufacture something there and was just a little bit sloppy on his plant leg, and as a result, he missed Matty Nunn, and he gave him the apology, and but certainly, if you're going to turn the ball over, that area of the ground wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's right.
It could be a lot worse, and Glenelg weren't able to sort of, I suppose, transition from there. They find it pretty hard, but you're looking to hit the targets in the future, I reckon, Dom.
So the ball's thrown in on that outer side. First possession going to the Redlegs through the avenue of Richards. And that's Josh Variety, but it's coming back towards half forward. Sitting underneath it for Norwood was Rocart, and he's taken a very good mark. He's
been good to start with, Rocart. He's had a couple of really good touches. He's powerful. He's been clean as well. He hasn't fumbled it, so he's someone who's he's adapted to league footy really well here.
Yeah, he's played a bit of senior state league footy, playing for the Geelong VFL team. Also with Bell Park last season. Glenelg have turned it over though. Snook will go inside 50. Down to that parade end. High up and under kick. Looking down there for a teammate Reynolds. Ball at ground level. Stacks on the mill. Good tackle defensively down there by the Glenelg player. Matty Allen on young Saywell. His first year of league footy. His dad James played some handy footy for the Dogs back in the 90s. As Balderstone was taken in a tackle from the throw up. And there Darcy Bailey for Glenelg. We're 40 out from the Tigers' goal. Umpire Mitch Harris comes in and says we'll have another stoppage. So about to tick into the 8-minute mark. A goalless opening quarter so far. Just the one behind to the Tigers. A point to Jack Yates. A Balderstone from the resumption. Hits it down there to the aforementioned Saywell. The kick off the outside of the boot. It's going to be mopped up by Andrew Bradley. Former captain of the Tigers goes inside 50. But his kick's chopped off by one of my favourite Norwood players in Matty Panos. He'll chip across. Defensive goal. Finds Shenton. Good ball movement now from Norwood. And it's with the experienced player there in Douglas. His kick is a good one, and he finds Matty Nunn. So the boy born in Newcastle played his junior footy locally with Paynham Norwood Union. He's one of the quickest players in the comp. He goes short and finds Emmanuel Ira. Norwood just playing tempo footy at the moment. Keeping's off. And Emmanuel Ira runs his full measure. He'll kick down the line. He gets a lead further down from Pinion. Body position was good. Parks with an attempt to spoil. He's going to claim it was not touched, and in the end it was ricocheted off the glove and through for over the boundary line, rather, for a throw-in.
Just on a number of those slow plays, throughout the night, Norwood might think about when there's no one on and they do have to bail out, it's actually getting some crumbing power front and centre, good crumbing position to actually win the ball, but it's also good tackling position, which allows you to get good field position up the oval and camp in the area and put some pressure on on occasions you get a lot of smalls who provide leads and then just remain leading, and then a teammate will bail out and there's no crumbing power, and the ball can exit the other way. So probably just got to work in collaboration with each other, and these are things that the forward coaches will go through, obviously, and just make sure that they can rectify throughout the night.
Shanahan passes from the Glenelg Footy Club, sees them go through the middle of Cooper Stadium through stretch in the hands of Yates. He just couldn't take it cleanly. Well mopped up by the red leg player in Mackenzie, last year's Michael Taylor medalist. That's the best and fairest at Norwood. The kick's now onto that outer side. Sam Balderstone, the big ruckman, and his partner Amy, expecting their first child in October. So with the extended season, interesting to see if Amy can hang out for finals, as Saywell has the footy. Comes now towards half forward. He's got a teammate in Ball, who's got Emmanuel Lira flanking him, right half forward. Front of your commentary position, off for right boot, inside 50, looking down there for Panos, couldn't take it. Crumbing nicely, Nunn, the kick around the body by Matty Nunn. Bouncing ball through for a minor score. 10 minutes gone, we're locked away, 1 point apiece, and that was great crumbing from Nunn there, Robbie, just couldn't quite finish.
Couldn't quite finish there. An impressive left foot by Isaac Saywell. Good on him. That was coming out to this side here, but probably just a bit of a Hail Mary kick from Emmanuel Lira there. Probably could have valued the ball a little bit more going inside 50.
Well, inside 50, the Redlegs go again through Rokar. Good spoil from Park. Ball at ground level. Pack forms, rather. An umpire comes in and says, my footy, thank you.
And this is an area where hopefully Norwood were dominant in their 2018 grand final against North Adelaide from forward stoppages. What can they do and what can they manufacture from here?
They should be able to manufacture a free kick. Nothing doing, said the umpire. Thought Wilson was taken high. The Norwood faithful in the western stand here won't be happy. Kick to that outer side. Talia out there for the Redlegs. Great to see him back playing after a long stint on the injury sidelines. It's a good match-up against Liam McBean, Robbie, the two premier defender and forward in the competition.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to be a critical match-up throughout the night. And both teams just haven't been able to get any acceleration from between the arcs. They both defend the corridor very well and have been able to slow each other up at the moment. It's just a matter of whether both teams can concentrate for long enough and make sure that they can keep applying that throughout the night.
So a free kick went the way of Motlop. His kick inside 50 though, chopped off by Shenton. Spent some time in the AFL system with St Kilda. Off there to Mackenzie. He's chipped short and found Rokar. He's racking up possession at will. Certainly been very impressive. Former Shepparton Premiership player. The kick to the leading teammate in Spence. Could have had the arms chopped. Did well to follow up, but equally as well was the hand pass from Partington inside 50. Looking for McBean for the Tigers. The spoil was good. Mackenzie should mop up in front of the Norwood race. The kick looking for a teammate, intercepted there by Nicholson. Around the body, a collision coming up. Great courage there. And I reckon the mark in the end's been paid by Reynolds. He almost spoiled it to begin with and then just clutched it on the second grab. And the right forward pocket down there at the parade end. Luke Reynolds, Robbie, lining up for the first goal of the contest.
Yeah, will favour his left foot here, Luke Reynolds, but some couple of good involvements there from Carl Nicholson. He was able to get the ball into dangerous area, and he followed up a second time, was able to put the ball to the advantage of Luke Reynolds, who's a dead-eye dick when it comes to goal kicking.
Coming in now, the kick looks good off the boot, straight as a die. Glenelg has the first goal on the contest. It is a goal to Reynolds. And the Tigers go 1-1-7, Norwood 1 behind. 12 and a half gone in this first term. And as you said, Robbie, a dead-eye dick is Luke Reynolds. He's a fantastic shot on goal. Although that cool stat I wanted to mention, his game last week against the Doggies was held goalless. Thanks to the stat there from a tweet from John Casey. First time in 2 years that he hadn't kicked a goal in the SANFL game. Yeah,
that's quite remarkable. I mean, he has been so consistent. He kicks a lot of 3s and 4s, and he doesn't need many disposals to hurt the opposition really either. But such as his accuracy, he can have 6 or 7 possessions a game and kick 4 goals, and he's been so handy over the last couple of years and a vital member of that premiership team last year, that fantastic Glenelg team, and he's one of those guys on a night like tonight can be very, very dangerous.
13 goals, 8 on the season as the Tigers go back inside 50. The aforementioned Reynolds there in the contest. The ball spilled out there from Richards. Josh Variety, a bit of aerial ping-pong. Snook applying a tackle on his opponent. Wraps him up in a bear grip style. And that player there was Spence, who gets up off the bottom of the pack. Reserves McGarry medalist from last year. So the ball's thrown up at half forward for the Tigers. Good work in the ruck there from Ellison. The tackle by Allen was good, dispossessed him. The Tigers try and just extricate it from the stoppage. Coming through Snook. Could have been pinged holding the ball. Josh Richards applying a good tackle, some good pressure. Bounce favours the former Panther there in Cody Ellison. Kicks down the line. Good contest one-on-one. Well done, Panos and Parks. Coming through McCarthy. The hand pass a little sloppy. Look for a teammate. It spills out in the Nicholson direction. Ducked under the Saywell tackle. The Redlegs fans want ball. It's in the hands now of the veteran Douglas. He'll go inside 50. Where's Pinion? Front position. Well done, Proud. Crumbing Barry wasn't quite there. Max Proud does well to keep his feet. Taps it to his own advantage. Follows up again with a second effort. Well done, Virgin, to lend support. Just couldn't quite take it cleanly. The ball bobbling around. Ground level. The hand pass comes back out now in the direction of Scharenberg. Back in the side. Lucks of fortune. It spills into the lap there of his teammate in Bailey. And the Tigers' defence, Robbie, under the pump there, but they held strong. Yeah, they did, and it was probably a lucky kick exiting there to find his teammate there, but able to survive another day. But they're so good at doing that. They give each other a lot of support, especially when the ball hits at ground level. They get numbers there, and very, very hard team to score against. The Tigers did go forward, but Ball applied a good tackle there on the Glenelg player in Agnew. He's won a free kick. He's gone back to Ira. From the Port Power rookie. Bill spills back in Ira's direction. He's under a fair bit of pressure, and he's going to get a free kick for in the back. So the tackle a little overzealous there from Klusky. So 2 years on the Powers rookie list. 33 games for Port Magpies. 52 for the Panthers, Emmanuel Ira. Back to Rokar. He's probably getting close to 10 possessions, Robbie, in this first term. Yeah, he's on 8 disposals to start with, but he's been very, very clean, as I mentioned before, and he's looking quite comfortable back there as a small defender. The kick from Ellison was good down the Wood Street grandstand side. The mark, front position by Panos. Plays on quickly. Inside 50, Pinion in good position. Couldn't quite take it. Just dropped it at the last minute. Proud applying a tackle. Going to ground there. Well done, Pinion. The hand pass came out from Bampton off to Grigg. But intercepting it there was Park for the Tigers. The ball's going to come back though. Great work again from Rokar. He'll go inside 50. Down there, Spence. Can he take it? No. Ball spills out the back. Wilkins there. Can he grab it? Jams it on the boot. Lucks of fortune with a bounce. It's through for a minor score. So Norwood peppering the goals. And another point to them. Mitch Wilkins with his first score on the night. Norwood go to 2 behinds. Glenelg 1-1-7. The kick from Matt Panos was beautiful to Pinion. He just carried and gave him the opportunity to protect the drop zone. And he should have clunked that. Taking a mark on Maxi Proud isn't easy. But when you've got rid of him, you've got to clunk him. Yeah, probably didn't have enough grippo on the hands tonight, did Pinion, as holding the ball. Umpire Hunter Mark pays the decision against Glenelg. And we're giving up the free kick to Josh Richards, who's off to a pretty good start himself. Boy from Paynham Norwood Union. He'll kick short and he'll find the big man in Balderstone. Premiership player for the Redlegs. Right in front of your commentary position. Phil Aspinall, Robbie Neal. Connor on the camera goes inside 50 with a kick. And that will be last possession free. Not touched there inside attacking 50 for Norwood. So Virgin in the Cooper's corner pocket, northern end. Kicks back to the defensive goal square. Score check. Norwood 2 behinds. Glenelg 1-1-7. 17 gone in the first term as McCarthy has the footy. Chip short and finds the debutant in Dylan Morton. He'll hand pass over the top to Partington. And he's now got Callum Park. So represented Australia for baseball at junior level. The kick is a good one and sits into the arms of Bailey. The Redlegs are in trouble here inside attacking 50. The Tigers just got forward of the ball and had some numbers there where Marlon Motlop's been able to mark inside 50 unopposed. It was loose checking from the Redlegs defence, Robbie. They got caught napping and Motlop lining up for goal. Yeah, Glenelg really spread Norwood there. They didn't just keep a skinny side and play it conservatively. They spread right across the width of the oval, and they found a couple of little thoroughfares, and they're able to get the footy over the back. And Marlon Motlop, he's generally really good with the footy in hand, and that's no exception. Goal there to the Tigers. Beautiful kick from Motlop. Classy finish from a classy player, and Norwood go to 2-1-13. Glenelg 2-1-13. Norwood 2 behinds, 18 gone in the first term. Marlon Motlop, he's been in the SANFL system for some time. Remember back in the alignment days, Robbie, he actually played some SANFL footy for West Adelaide when he was a power listed player, played 3 games and then went on and won a best and fairest at the Redlegs and of course, the Roosters rather, and now a premiership player and a goal kicker tonight for the Tigers. Yeah, he was. I remember him when I was coaching at the Roosters back in 2008. I had a fair bit to do with the reserves team back then, and Marlon was one of those power players that would come back and play in the league team, and he was quite young back then. I reckon he would have been about 19 back in 2008. So, but wonderful user of the footy, and his goal kicking is exceptional. Yeah, goal to the 29-year-old. 5 games for the Power between 08 and 11. As Douglas from the stoppage gets a hand pass out to Saywell, who's looked pretty comfortable at this level. Off now to Richards. Josh Variety inside 50. Wilson flies at the back. Well done front position by the Glenelg player in Virgin on hands and knees. Gets a hand pass out to Partington. just breaks away defensively. The kick looking there for Bailey. Nudged his opponent in Wilkins under the footy. How's the bounce? It sits nicely for Darcy Bailey. He'll kick it inside 50. A forward tumbling ball. Mackenzie, though, just nudged off it at the last minute. Hand pass came out to Ira. And now intercepting there for the Tigers is Nicholson. Hand pass back now to Partington. High up and under kick, sitting under it there. Looked to be the player for the Tigers in Yates. Couldn't take it. And the kick rather comes out quickly. Bit of a fumble there from Stretch. It's in the hands of Bradley. He should use the ball well on this occasion. He doesn't. Going to ground there was Ball. Socketer off the ground. And again, Richards involved. Josh Variety chips short. And Norwood will relieve for the time being defensively. It's in the hands of Balderstone. And Josh Richards having a good start to this game as well, Robbie. He's finding plenty of it.
Yeah, Josh has been a kid that I've known since he was about 13. And another boy who's from Ross Trevor College, and his brother Zach has been around the system for a little while now, I think over 50 games. So, both Richards boys, they both love playing together, and they've settled into this team quite well.
Yeah, Zach debuted in round 11 of 2015. As the kick to the aforementioned Reynolds, couldn't take it. Aforementioned Richards, rather, spoiled over the boundary line. So we're 20 seconds into time on. Glenelg 2-1-13, Norwood 2 behinds. SANFL digital pass coverage. Hope you're enjoying the call. And the ball's grandstand side, centre wing position. Balderstone up against Hanneth. It comes down there to Nicholson, jams it on the boot, kicks it to half forward. First there is Yates, gets a hand pass out, gives it now to the running player in Bailey. He'll kick it to the teeth of goals, looking down there for Reynolds, but the kick fell into the hands there of Mackenzie. He took a mark uncontested. It's going to go sideways now. Find a teammate in Wilkins. He's got the fluoro yellow boots on tonight, easily seen in the night footy here at the parade. Of course, we had first night game for the year last night, where we saw a thriller between North Adelaide and West Adelaide. And the Roosters hanging on by 1 point. So on the defensive goal square at the parade end, it's in the hands of the former Double Blue and Kangaroos player in Brad McKenzie. Mentioned last week, he's a long kicking defender. The kick, though, from Grigg on this occasion is a good one. They've got an overlap play through Ellison. Got it from the captain in Panos. It's now in the hands of Richards. This is Zach. He'll kick now, looking for his brother. Can it sit for him? No, it can't. He does well, though. Gets back on it. Josh Richards swings around. He's got a player inside 50 and some space in Spence. Gives it back to Zach Richards off a step. Around the corner. There's the first goal for the Redlegs. A goal to Norwood. Zach Richards with his first. Has taken them 22 minutes, but they're on the board. Norwood 1-2-8. Glenelg 2-1-13. And it took a while to get going, but a good finish there from Zach, who knows where the goals are, Robbie.
Well, I was going to mention, Glenelg defended 45 so well, and they hemmed Norwood in there, but it was a Brad McKenzie kick to Mitch Grigg, which got them really good field position right in the middle of the corridor, and they were able to get some overlap run and come back through the corridor again. And good on you to Josh Richards, he didn't get the best kick to him. He had to trot around for it.
Wait for it,
and he got it back inside 50. And his brother Zach, who's a beautiful finisher, is a beautiful kick of the footy, was able to turn around his body and put the first goal on the board for the Redlegs. So that was their 12th inside 50. Glenelg have had 12 also, so they're even there. But they found it quite hard to get some play going through the arcs.
So we're back in the middle, low-scoring arm wrestle. Goal there to Richards, the boy from Prince Alfred, rather. And the clearance is going to go the way of Glenelg. And it's fallen into the hands of Yates, who's up and about early. And he's taken a nice mark, about 40 out directly in front. So Jack Yates, first shot on goal in the contest was a behind from him. The 22-year-old from the Brighton Bombers lining up for goal. He's played a little bit of footy in defence, but starting tonight in attack. So Yates, directly in front. Kicking to the parade end. Leans back on it. It's a good-looking kick. Has it got the carry? Yes, it has. A goal to Glenelg. Yates is first. Glenelg's third. And they go to 2-1-19. Norwood a 1-2-8. 23 and a half gone. And that was a quick transition from the midfield, Robbie. And a good finish from Yates.
Yeah, good finish from Yates. That was his third disposal. And he's able to kick another goal. And a few of the Glenelg players are getting into a manual era a little bit. Regarding that as his direct opponent, so they want to make sure that life isn't all that pleasant down there for the Norwood defenders. So, E-Man, he's probably just got to brush up on some of his kicking tonight. He's been a little bit rushed and just needs to perhaps just take a nice deep breath and just be nice and calculated with his decision-making and hit some targets.
Comments there from Robbie Nill, former Sydney and St Kilda star, and Plenty of games here at Cooper Stadium for the Redlegs as we're back underway. Wilkins taken in a tackle. The ball's forward of centre, favouring the Tigers. They're kicking to the parade end. As umpire Mitch Scott just runs into a few players. Backing out, comes through to Bradley. Deft little tap off his boot. The hand pass from Partington went astray. Taken there by the Redlegs goal kicker in Richards. They'll go to the outer side now, will Norwood. It's in the hands of the other Richards. The kick in board, a poor one. Set up Mitch Grigg. He was taken in a tackle. Grigg wanting a free kick. Hand pass intercepted again, so Norwood a little sloppy at the moment. Park did well for the Tigers. Gives it off there to a teammate. Gave it to Agnew. Also Weir involved. Now to Motlop. He'll kick around the corner. It's chopped off by McKenzie. He just reads the play so well, Brad McKenzie. He comes in board, and the outstretched fingertips there of Emmanuel Lira. Takes the mark, then plays on, runs his full measure. Kicks down the line, looking for a teammate. Pinion can't take it. Crum nicely out the back there by his teammate in Nunn. He'll kick around the corner. It's a good kick inside 50. Beautiful spotting up there by Matty Nunn. And the youngster there in just his third game of league footy. Jed Spence can line up for goal under the scoreboard. 25 gone. Norwood trailing by 11. And as you called, Robbie, a great kick inside 50.
Yeah, and he can just change direction so quickly, Matty Nunn, and just take small steps, you know, and he was able to take it, pivot, and see the free target in Jed Spence. So, Jed, this will probably almost get him for distance. It'll take one of his best kicks, I reckon.
24-year-old. Plays locally with Payneham Norwood Union. Plenty of those boys out there. The kick from the right forward pocket looks good. Is it drifting back? No, through for a minor score. Punched through by the Glenelg defence. So the first rush behind of the night. Norwood 1-3-9. 10 points behind Glenelg. 3-1-19. About to tick into the 26-minute mark. And Bradley, the boy from Kaiby Bowlight, will take the kick out for the Tigers. Come down towards this broadcast wing. McBean fisted over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. Plenty of action on the digital pass tonight. We've, of course, called the games earlier today. A win to the Double Blues over the Bulldogs. Last night, as I said, Norwood over Westies. The Channel 7 game saw the Eagles defeat the Panthers, and we'll touch on it at half-time. But tomorrow, we've got a women's preliminary final, the SANFL W. Grand final just a week away. As there goes the siren to end the first term as the ball was being thrown back into play. That opening quarter going 26 minutes and 25 seconds. And at quarter time, Glenelg 3-1-19. Norwood are 1-3-9. A 10-point advantage to the visitors. The goal kickers for the two sides. Singles apiece to Luke Reynolds, Marlon Motlop and Jack Yates. While the sole goal kicker for the Redlegs is, of course, Zach Richards. So Glenelg probably had the most advantage there in that first term. Got the score on the board. Norwood a few chances late, Robbie Neal, but just couldn't capitalise. No,
and look, both teams have defended the arc, between the arcs reasonably well. So it's been hard going. And both are trying to use the corridor when they can to get themselves good field position to be able to launch inside 50 from there and get their forwards in Crum.
I always see that player coming straight out of the AFL and dominating as much as we thought. For mine, this is probably Billy's best start to a game so far, and been a little bit off radar, a little bit quiet, but it just takes that while to adapt back to SANFL level, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, he has so many elite habits, Billy, from his time when he was a kid, but going to Melbourne, he was a fantastic runner and all the rest of it, and he just hasn't stopped. So it's just a lifestyle thing for him. So it's not just a footy thing. It's just the way he carries himself is absolutely outstanding.
It's gone from being a full-time footballer to part-time. We're back underway here at Cooper Stadium. Second quarter action. Umpire Harris gets the footy back into the turf. The hit out was probably won by Balderstone, but clearance to his opposing ruckman there in Hanneth. Glenelg will go forward again early. Coming through towards Bailey, just tapped it to the advantage of Partington. Got a hand pass out, then the kick was smothered by him. Did well, off to Snook inside 50. Fast start for the Tigers. Can Snook kick a goal? Across the face it goes. Good outstretched attempted tackle from Wilkins. Put some pressure on the goal kicker. So behind to start this second term for the Tigers. They go to 3-2-20. Norwood 1-3-9. 30 seconds gone in the second term rather. It was a good mark from Allen. Takes it against his direct opponent in Zach Richards. So Matty Allen. Spent 4 years in the AFL system with West Coast. Couldn't quite get a game. Inside 50, where's McBean? One-handed, takes it. Just protected the drop zone against Talia. Too big and strong was Liam McBean. And took a fantastic mark, did the reigning Ken Farmer medalist, and lining up for his first goal, Robbie. Yeah,
Norwood just saturated the far side from that kick in and left a vacant gap out this side, which Zach Richards moved into. Mitchy Wilkins' kick probably just needed to be a bit more boundary side so he could move into it. But Allen was fantastic. He was able to intercept Mark, but then to execute to McBean, who's having his first shot at goal tonight. And he's a wonderful kick at goal usually. I'll probably put the mocker on him, but
25 goals, 12 on the year. McBean, we're right behind it.
There we go.
And Robbie Neal's giving him the commentator's curse. Off the outside of the boot. A minor score to McBean. So the Tigers peppering to start this second term. They go to 3-3-21. Norwood 1-3-9, 1.5 minutes into this second term. Brad McKenzie, mentioned in the call last week, he won the SANFL under-14 long kicking competition playing at McGill Primary School, and he can kick the ball a very long way, as can this man Shenton, who hand passes back over the top to the aforementioned McKenzie. And there is a long kick on show. Goes to that outer side, looking for a teammate out there in Douglas, but well done by Stretch. In fact, it was McCarthy, I think. Kick inside 50 for the Tigers. Sitting under it there, Yates. The hand pass went astray from Bailey. The hand pass from Wilkins was questionable. Good pressure from the Glenelg forwards, rather. Back out to Hanneth. Got it there from Allen. Hand pass a little bit to be desired. And Park and Parks out there combined for the Tigers. It's now back in the hands of Bradley. He generally uses it well. The boy from Westminster inside 50. Wilkins did drop the mark, but followed up with a Shepherd to allow some space there for Douglas. His kick smothered by Reynolds. Was he taken high? He was. So a little sloppy there from Richard Douglas, but well done by Reynolds. And 55 out from goal. Too far for Luke. You see some fireworks going off in the background. It was a good tackle, but just a little high. Inside 50, and Allen couldn't quite take it. Well done there by Grigg. Gives off to a fellow left footer in McKenzie. Comes to this broadcast side. It should sit for McCarthy. Does well to keep it in play. The boy from Ross Trevor kicks inside 50 over the head of Nicholson. Well done, Richard. Zach Variety. McKenzie now just pirouettes out of the would-be tackler there for the Tigers. Coming through now. The kick to that outer side. It's going to set a challenge for Hanneth. There is Rokar as well. Jack just tries to toe poke it to his own advantage. Did it go off the boot and out of bounds on the full? No. So we'll have a boundary throw in on that outer side. It's Klusky out there for the Tigers involved as well. He's in number 24 tonight. I've got him listed as 25. So the ball's going to be thrown in underneath the scoreboard. 3.5 gone second term. The scoreboard attendant just standing in the way of the Glenelg score, but they're 3-3-21. Norwood 1-3-9. There's the kick intercepted there by the Tigers player in Snook. Hand pass went astray from Douglas inside 50. It sits up for ball. Can't quite take it. Trying to tackle there was McBean. Back into the hands of McKenzie, who just puts a little 9-iron forward, looking for Shenton. And well done by the aforementioned Klusky in jumper number 24. And Norwood just under a little bit of pressure coming out of defence, and the Glenelg forwards, Robbie, are doing well to hold it in. Yeah,
and it was actually quite a smart kick by Brad McKenzie. He could see Carl Nicholson actually got boundary side defensively, so he didn't want to go too far up the line. He's put it in Cameron Shetton's path, and out of bounds is okay.
Thrown in by Hanneth, used his body to nudge out his opponent Balderstone. Umpire deemed it to be a push. So Sam Balderstone, defensive 50, will receive the free kick. Former reserves player at North Adelaide. Boy originally from Whyalla. Kick is a wonderful one off the chest of Ellison, who dropped what he should have taken. Couldn't quite take it cleanly, but did well to evade around his opponent. Then he's coughed it up and kicked it down the throat of McCarthy. So Brad McCarthy, originally from Lucendale, kicks short and finds his teammate there in Partington, right in front of the Norwood interchange bench. Score check, 4 3/4 minutes. Glenelg 3-3-21. Norwood 1-3-9 inside 50. Go Glenelg, good spoil there at the back by Ball. It comes out of defensive 50. Abbott there clean with the collection, but the hand pass was poor. Off to Parks from the top of 50, kicks towards goal, and a great finish from Luke Parks, his first at league level. And look at the Tigers teammates get around him and celebrate. A wonderful finish there from the man from Sydney, and the turnover costly Robbie. Glenelg pounce.
He was, and Abbott wasn't able to get enough angle on his handball because he handballed with his right hand. Had he handballed with his left, he probably would have been able to get to a bit more angle on the footy and to the advantage of his teammate. But the intercept arm came through, and the Tigers were able to turn over the footy in a very, very dangerous part of the oval, especially with corridor and in your front half. And very valuable stat that coaches keep. And you turn the ball over there, and usually creates some scoring opportunity in the Tigers. They've kicked their fourth, and they've gone out to an 18-point lead.
4-3-27 Glenelg. Norwood 1-3-9. First goal to Parks, who, as we said, Swans Academy player, actually coached by Jared Crass. Did you play with Jared here in Norwood?
No, I didn't. I played with Adam.
Yep,
yes, and Luke as well.
And Luke?
Yeah, younger brothers.
So inside 50 go the Norwood side. A shallow entry for them. Spence looking to take the mark, but spoiled over the boundary line in front of the new Wolf Blast Centre that's not far from being completed. It's going to be a wonderful vantage point to watch footy from when it is completed. So the ball thrown back into play. Right half forward for the Redlegs. They're desperate for a goal. Numbers there for Glenelg at the stoppage. Allen got a hand pass there from Partington. And off his left boot, kicks down the line. Coming in from the side, McKenzie just couldn't quite get his balance right. And Snook intercepts. The kick around the corner came from McBean. Looking for Yates. Needs to be clean. He was. Gets some space on his teammate, on his opponent rather. The kick around the corner. Tries to bring it back, but can't bend it back enough. Through for a minor score. 4-4-28 Glenelg. Norwood 1-3-9. 6 3/4 minutes gone. Glenelg perhaps just ruining their opportunities in front of goal. Norwood certainly ruining their opportunity when in possession. They've turned it over through Shenton and marked by Allen, who's getting involved in this second term. Kicks inside 50. He's got Bailey in a good position. Couldn't quite take it. Ira did well with a spoil. Coming through now, trying to attack the footy hard was Abbott. Ball spills back out in the direction, though, of a Glenelg player in Agnew. The hand pass to Bradley. The kick towards goal from Stretch. Has it got there? No, marked defensively right on the last line by Talia. So Michael Talia missed a lot of footy with a hamstring injury this year. Former Sydney Swan and Western Bulldog. He'll come to this broadcast side. Looking there for Balderstone up against Hanneth. Good spoil down by Hanneth into the hands of Partington. Couldn't take it cleanly. Coming through Weir. Got a hand pass out, but it was intercepted by Abbott for Norwood. Now to Nunn. Into the middle of Cooper Stadium, and the goal kicker Parks slides in and takes a nice mark.
This had all the territory of the Tigers. They're up to 24 inside 50s. The Redlegs haven't been able to penetrate the 50-metre arc, and that's after 8 minutes in this second term.
Yeah, just the one very shallow entry for the Redlegs. Is inside 50, Glenelg yet again. Allen finds some space off a step, kicks towards goal. A bouncing ball misses to the right. So another behind to Norwood, 4-5-29. To Glenelg rather, 4-5-29. Norwood 1-3-9, 8 gone second term. Balderstone's marked in Cooper's corner, right back pocket down at the northern or Roger Woodcock end. And the kick was okay. In the end, Douglas jumped early, got a fingertip on it. Spence gave it back to Douglas, who chipped to half back. Just foot backward to centre wing, and Bampton's marked. The boy from Loberthal down the line. Good reading of the play by Parks, and he gets a discipline spoil over the boundary line. He's looked a likely type coming over from Sydney, Luke Parks. Robbie, he's a very handy recruit.
Yeah, and he's just had some good body position on Matt Panos. For his last two contests, he was able to read the ball really well and get between his oppo and the ball right at the right time and cut off the dangerous Matt Panos. If he gets the footy in his hands, anything can happen from there. So well done to Parks. He's been terrific so far.
Probably been one of the best recruits in the SANFL so far as the ball's thrown up at half forward. Bit of aerial ping pong. The kick came out there from Hanneth. Slewed off the side of the boot, sitting under it Wilkins through his fingers, but his follow-up was good. Tried to get through the Klusky tackle, hard up against the boundary line. It goes over. Umpire Mitch Scott says throw it in, thank you. So right in front of your digital pass commentary team, Emmanuel Ira having a bit to say there to Jack Klusky. The E-man, as he's known, is showing a bit of aggression at the moment on his opposition as McBean comes in and just floors Emmanuel Ira. All above board, said the umpires, or they might not have seen it. So front position, Hanneth. Balderstone nudged him under it, and Jack made sure that the umpire saw it. Mitch Scott saying give the ball back, Sam. So Jack Hanneth, some AFL footy with Fremantle. He's a long raking kick. He'll go inside 50, looking there for Reynolds. He couldn't quite take it. He sat on McBean's head, didn't quite bring it to ground. As it's in the hands now of Shenton. Defensively, he'll clean up for Norwood. Good work there by Mitch Grigg with the superior body strength. The hand pass in board to Douglas. Gives a hand pass off to Nunn. He needs to apply Shepherd. Douglas should get it back. Little fumbly are the Redlegs, and Douglas now indecisive. Decides to go inside, attacking 50. Panos outnumbered. Did he take it? No. Wilson crumbing. Couldn't quite get to the fall of the ball. Then does well to intercept the hand pass. Coming through defensively. The Tigers under some pressure. Bradley involved. Giving a hand pass out the debutant Morton. Coming through though Richards. Josh Variety now a chance for Norwood. Pinion in the right forward pocket. Blazers towards goal. And Pinion's kicked it. Much needed goal for the Redlegs. Pinion's first. Norwood go to 2-3-15. They're 14 points behind Glenelg, 4-5-29. 10.5 gone in this second term. And it's fair to say, Robbie, a much-needed goal for the Redlegs.
Yeah, and it started here just on this side. Matt Nunn and Richie Douglas were able to get it forward. It didn't look pretty, but when Richie Douglas got the footy, he looked up and he saw a couple of Glenelg players directly in his vision, but he was able to kick it long enough and get it to Matt Panos, who's able to bring it to ground, and that's where Anthony Wilson got to work. He didn't lay a tackle, but he put on some manic pressure, kept the ball in the area, and Pinion was the beneficiary out of it all and was able to kick truly.
17 goals, 4 on the season for the man from Mount Compass, who kicked the lazy 129 goals last year, Robbie, so he knows where the big sticks are. That's, of course, playing for Mount Compass as we're back in the middle. The whistle's gone. And the Norwood fans won't be happy. Freeze going against their ruckman in Balderstone. It's going to Jack Hanneth. Here's a booming kick. And on this occasion, no exception. Inside 50. Reynolds front position. Sits under it. Good spoil from Ball. Spills out in the direction there of Scharenberg. He's taken in a tackle. Questionable disposal from Grigg. Wants to go on with it a bit as well. And then does well to extricate himself from the pack. Hand pass came out to Ira. His attempted kick was a poor one. Coming through there was Weir. Was he taken high? Nothing doing. Norwood player taken high for mine. Nothing doing there. Richards, Zach Variety gets up off the bottom of the pack. So the level going up of intensity here. Ball's inside Glenelg's forward 50. Grigg with a rare fumble. The hand pass went astray. Looking there for a teammate in Douglas. He applies a tackle and then just rips it out of the hands of Scharenberg. And with 45 out from the Tigers' goal, umpire says my footy. 12 gone second term. Glenelg 4-5-29. Norwood 2-3-15. SANFL pass, digital pass coverage. Phil Aspinall and Robbie Neal with Scharenberg on the ground. Player coming in over the top, wanting a free kick with Scharenberg, and that was the player for the Redlegs in Josh Richards, getting up off the pack. So ball thrown up. Balderstone front position, looking down for Nunn. He couldn't take it. Socking it off the ground there was the Glenelg player in Bailey. Couldn't take it cleanly. Good pressure from Norwood. And we're going to have yet another stoppage. I know we're going to have a holding the ball decision. So the player dove on the footy, chose not to get rid of it. And we see it very hotly paid in the AFL, Robbie, but certainly for mine, you dive on the footy, you've got to make the most of your chance to get it out. And if you don't, you're going to be pinged. Yeah,
it's in the AFL, they've gone to extremes over different weeks, hasn't it? I mean, you didn't even want to touch it 3 weeks ago, because you'd get done by the umpire, and they've sort of laxed upon it, I suppose, after 3 weeks. But you've got to encourage the player to actually want to win possession and etc. Not sort of, I think, prior opportunities been thrown out the door at AFL level, especially.
Yeah, you don't want to discourage the player to go in and win the footy,
it's not the game.
Junior level, as the Tigers would go forward now. Allen sitting under it there for the Redlegs was the teammates in Talia and McKenzie. Talia sliding in at ground level, needs to be careful. McBean hailing the cab, wanting a free. So it's in a dangerous spot for the Redlegs defence. 35-40 metres out from Glenelg's goal. McBean contests the ruck work. Hits it down there looking for a teammate in Allen. Socket off the ground there. Attempt by Balderstone. Bailey gets a hand pass out. Motlop was clean. Burst through the pack. A hand pass to Klusky. The former Double Blue junior kicks around the corner and goals for the Tigers. Class from Motlop just to thread his way through the traffic. Gives it to Klusky. And the former Port Magpie player kicks his first. Glenelg's fifth. They're 5-5-35. Norwood 2-3-15. 14 gone in this second term. And how was the work there from Marlon Motlop, Robbie?
Marlon, terrific. And Norwood had 2 extra around the ball on that occasion. Jack Hanneth was sitting back behind. Parks was also free in defence. So that's reasonably annoying when you've got 2 extra around the ball and someone was able to waltz through and kick a goal in congestion. So the Tigers are looking good. They've looked stronger. They've looked cleaner, definitely. And the Redlegs have got it all to do. 20 points down, 15 minutes into this second term.
Voice there of Robbie Neal in special comments on the digital pass and the goal to Klusky, the 22-year-old from Maipalonga. As I said, played some underage at Sturt, but also a top-up player for the Magpies the last couple of seasons, as Glenelg will look to clear from the contest again. For mine, that was a throw, and umpire Rowan Huntermark agreed. Going against Marlon Motlop, so it'll be a free kick going the way of Matty Panos, the former Western Bulldog listed player. Crucial to the Norwood make-up. He'll kick towards half-forward, sitting under it. Grigg takes the mark. Just got a little bit of separation on his direct opponent. Well spotted by Panos. It was a great kick, Robbie Neal and Mitch Grigg lining up for a much-needed answering goal for the Legs.
Yeah, the Norwood movement was to the Coopers Hill side of the oval, and Mitch Grigg was able to spit out to the Wolf Blass Centre flank, and Matt Panos was able to get the ball through the air quickly enough and with length too, and Mitch Grigg was able to take a fantastic mark. Usually he's a decent set shot at goal, but let me down again.
Commentator's curse again
there
from Robbie.
I'm on fire tonight.
2 from 2 for Robbie Neal. As a behind goes to Grigg. 2 goals, 4-16 rather, the Redlegs. 16 gone in this second term. Need to keep in check with the Tigers, who are playing the better footy tonight. So the kick goes to that outer side, looking for Scharenberg. Getting first possession, though, is Josh Richards. He'll go off the left boot inside 50. Ball spills out the back in the pinion direction. Also Richards there. Richard Douglas, as it goes over the boundary line. Andrew Bradley sees it over the line in front of a pretty healthy crowd on Coopers Hill. And Saturday night footy at the parade, Robbie's always great spectacle and a pretty healthy crowd tonight.
Yeah, I think some of them might be ducking up the parade a bit later for a couple of quieties. Still, you never know, make a bit of a night of it.
Absolutely, support the local cafe strip as the ball's thrown back into play. Mitch Grigg again wanting a free kick. Motlop, as he pinged holding the ball, he is. Left forward pocket. The free kick's going to go the way of the Redlegs, and I reckon it's going to Matty Panos, the captain. And in front of the Coopers Hill faithful, a chance for the Norwood skipper to kick a much-needed goal. So he's not going to take he's going to take no time, rather slams it into the woodwork with the aluminium upright. A point there to Panos. 2-5-17. The Redlegs, 17 gone second term, 5-5-35, and unlucky for Panos, Robbie.
Yeah, you've got to take your chances, don't you? And somewhat of Matt Panos's class, you'd almost mark it in the budget, Phil, wouldn't you? I think you had your pen there.
Just
and
about ready.
Bang, and usually he's so good around goal there. But that's good method from Norwood, be able to get a little bit of pressure, get a couple of repeat inside 50s, repeat stoppages, and put a little bit of pressure on the Tigers and hold some field position for a period of time.
And conversely, some pressure from Glenelg has forced the turnover on that outer side. Zach Richards kicking it into the crowd. So the free's going to go the way of Yates for Glenelg. He'll kick down the line. Front position, Agnew should take it. No. Ball spills through the fingers of the boy from Mount Burt. Going to hand pass out, looking for a teammate flanking him out there in Weir, but he's intercepted. He's turned the footy over, rather, intercepted by Mitch Wilkins. Then off to Richards, who take two, kicks it down the line, and it's either out of bounds on the full or last possession free. A little sloppy from the Norwood defence, but that's testament to the pressure from the Tigers. And just forward of centre wing on that outer side. It's going to be a free kick to McCarthy. For those that don't know, it was only born with 4 fingers on the right hand. Still finds a way to beautifully kick the footy inside 50 for Glenelg. Hanneth at the back. Good position there by Allison, front spot. The kick comes out of defensive 50 by Grigg. It'll come back, though, to the aforementioned McCarthy. Off the left boot, goes back inside 50 again. Talia probably should have marked. Fists it out of defensive 50. Richards applies a shepherd. Then the great tackle comes in there from Snook. He applies said tackle on ball. And umpire Mitch Scott gives ball the benefit of the doubt. The great tackle from Matty Snook, who's a tackling machine, Robbie.
This is what the Tigers are good at, and getting some field position with some terrific tackles. Great technique too. He got a hold of Cam Ball's handballing hand, and I think he's won a free kick now here, Matty Snook. So that's great to be able to stop it there and then get a stoppage and then get a free kick your way. It just puts unrelenting pressure on the opposition when you can camp up here for a period of time. And I reckon they've been probably in Norwood's area for about 80 to 85% of this quarter so far. It's almost 20 minutes old.
So Snook right on the paint of 50. The boy from Cabra College kicks towards goal. He's got it. Great finish from the Tigers. And Matthew Snook gets his first goal. Glenelg 6. And they're 6-5-41. They're kicking away from the Redlegs, who are 2-5-17. 30 seconds from time on in this second term. And I wasn't quite sure that he had the distance in him there, Robbie, but a great finish from the Jack Oatey medalist of 2019.
Yeah, Matty Snook, he's a ripper. He's been around at Glenelg for such a long period of time, but he made that initial tackle and then was able to get a free kick and kick truly. And he's been terrific so far. He's had 11 disposals, 6 and 5, and he's kicked 1-1. And a wonderful tyro for the Tigers.
Two-time best and fairest, the boy from Frost Camden. As Glenelg, as I say, kicking away. That's a 24-point advantage, game high. As we're back underway in the middle. Ball to stay in front position. Does well to get a hit out, looking for Douglas. Needs to sit for him. He does well to shrug the shoulders off the left boot. Goes inside 50. A chance for Richards. Josh Variety can't take it. Wilson and Nunn run into each other. Snook, the goal kicker, on hands and knees, just extricates a hand pass. Looking there for Morton, the debutant. The boy from Wagga. Can't quite get it out cleanly. It comes to Richards, who is clean. Off to Grigg. A step from 50. Kicks towards goal, and he's blazed away and missed everything. So out of bounds on the full. Mitch Grigg normally would do better than that, Robbie.
Yeah, I'd expect that. And he just sprayed it a little bit, Mitchy. So he's just probably just didn't quite get the right part of the ball onto his foot.
Intercept mark there from the kick out for the Tigers and taken by Cam Ball. As Robbie said, played college footy with Ross Trevor, also from Golden Grove, inside 50. Bampton should get a free. Flew early, almost took the mark. McCarthy questioning the decision, but it was there for mine. In the left forward pocket down at the parade end. Peter Bampton is going to line up for goal. It's hard up against the boundary line fence, but last year's leading goal kicker snagged 31 for the year. It's normally a pretty good shot for goal, Robbie.
Yeah, he can kick and Pete. And probably the distance is a bit of an end over end, bit of the old low before wanderer, but I reckon it might have got over the back somehow.
Well, we're going to get some consultation from the umpire. I think this has gone through for a goal. Wait for the all clear. The Tigers player saying touch. Goal to Bampton. A bizarre shot on goal. It was a forward end-over-end tumbling punt kick, as you said, Robbie. I don't think the Glenelg defence expected it, and a much-needed goal for the Redlegs.
Well, that was an absolute mongrel from Pete, but he'll take it. He'll look in the Sunday Mail tomorrow, Phil, and he'll have full points for Pete. But he's the type of guy, he's got quite long arms, Pete, but just at full stretch there, and he gave the umpire a really good view. So once he was interfered with illegally, it made it obvious. He took the footy at its highest point, and he was able to kick as I mentioned, the old Labourful mongrel went through for a major. So the Redlegs have been able to cash in on only a few inside 50s this quarter, with Glenelg having about 80-85% of the play up their end. It's still 18 points down and just approaching half-time.
A unique stat for Peter Bampton. He's played league footy in 3 different jumper numbers, number 3, number 8, number 33 and number 50. As we go inside 50 for the Tigers, for the Redlegs rather, another chance for them. Spence with some crumbing hand pass over the top to Josh Richards off the non-preferred left. Is it back-to-back goals for the Redlegs? Yes, it is! Norwood are charging. Good goal to the player in Richards. And Norwood get their 4th. 22 and 3/4 minutes gone. 4-5-29 are the Norwood side. And Glenelg 6-5-41. It was a great finish off the non-preferred left. And Norwood back in the game, Robbie.
Well, Josh Richards, that's 13 disposals to him. But Jed Spence, a lovely little touch. And we had a chat off air about Jed and his path to league footy. And he's decided that, he really wants to make a fist of it, and he's beautiful and clean. He's not particularly fast, but he's just got lovely hands, unbelievable vision. And he and a fellow by the name of Dylan Stevens, who's running around with the Sydney Swans at the moment, were the keys to Norwood's Reserves Premiership in 2019.
Played in that flag last year in jumper number 63 as the Glenelg side will go forward. It's intercepted nicely by Brad McKenzie at defensive 50. He's got the task on Luke Reynolds tonight. Josh Richards, one of the best players for Norwood this evening. As the umpire's called play on, McKenzie a little unsure what to do, so he's going to kick to that centre wing outer side. Flying there was Pinion. Discipline spoil over the boundary line by Max Proud. So Norwood back in it. It's 4-5-29. Glenelg 6-5-41. 24 gone second term. Here at Cooper Stadium. Saturday night footy. Hope you're enjoying the call. Centre wing position on that outer side. Ball thrown in. Well done by Balderstone. Follows up with a good tackle. Just nudges Brad Agnew off the ball. Spills back towards a Norwood player at ground level. He's taken in a tackle. And that was Zach Richards. Matty Snook, no surprise with the tackle. Ball thrown up, bit of arm wrestle there by Balderstone and Hanneth. Balderstone goes in after it, gets a hand pass of sorts out. Snook with a deft little toe poke. Stretch comes through, gives it off to his teammate in Motlop, who puts the Jets on. Runs full measure, kicks from 50, and it's going to go through for a minor score. No, out of bounds on the full. Might be coming back for a free kick, no. Norwood fans wanting Motlop running too far as the kick out from the defensive goal line marked by Rokar. He'll go back now under the time clock. It says 25 minutes, and it's marked by Shenton. Just a little indecisive. He's going to try and draw the opponent in Reynolds. Hand pass back to Rokar, back to Shenton. Needs to break away defensively, and the kick, a good one, should bounce favourably for Ira. Can he put the afterburners on his chase from Bradley? Good pressure there by the former Tigers captain inside 50. A shallow entry. Well done defensively by Glenelg. Bradley intercepts where Ira thought he was going to mark, and he squares it up in board now. The apex of the square, left half back, marked there by Partington. 6 games for the Redlegs before being drafted to West Coast. The ball needs to stay in for Hanneth. He goes to ground almost, does well to step around his direct opponent in Balderstone. And the kick down the line didn't favour Reynolds, but did well to get a hand pass out. There's good work on the outer side by the big man in Hanneth. Wilkins taken in a tackle by Snook. The umpire's going to ping him holding the ball. So again, Matty Snook, Robbie, showing his tackling prowess.
Yeah, wonderful effort by Snook, and just probably another disposal from Emmanuel Ira that just really needed to be to the advantage of his teammate, so the Redlegs could keep the footy up there into the oval leading into half-time.
Well, it's inside the attacking 54 Glenelg. Andrew Bradley bringing it in. McBean on hands and knees, tries to get a hand pass out. He's going to be pinged here, is he? The umpire was hovering, and then he decides to come in and say, my footy. So we're probably a minute or so from half-time. Glenelg, 6-5-41. Norwood, 4-5-29. 26 gone in the second term. 45 out from the Tigers' goal. Balderstone won the hit out. Partington took it. He was wrapped up immediately by Nunn. And the umpire says, we're going nowhere, gentlemen. My footy again. So Glenelg have won the last two encounters between these two sides, but the Legs have won the last 9 here at Cooper Stadium. You've got to go back to 2011 for the last time Glenelg had a win here at this venue. As the Tigers players run into each other, Morton, the first gamer, and his teammate there in Bailey. And the ball's come out now of the contest. It's going to go to centre wing on that outer side. Parks first to it for Glenelg. He'll kick around the corner. Reynolds flies early. Ball spills inside attacking 50. Deft tap from Motlop. Looking for Yates. Gives it back to Motlop. The hand pass a little too hot. Motlop does well to get a fingertip on it before it goes over the boundary line. But geez, when Marlon Motlop's in the area, Robbie, something exciting normally happens.
Oh, it does. He's built close to the ground, and he's just got that beautiful ability to stay over the ball and super clean with it, and he's calm.
27 gone. 41 to the Tigers, 29 to the Redlegs. It's inside Glenelg's attacking 50. Stretch off the non-preferred left, kicks around the corner. McBean can't take it, bounces off his chest. Well done there by Wilkins. Hand pass out from Ira, intercepted by Reynolds. Ira follows up with a tackle. It's a good one. Is the umpire going to ping Reynolds? Yes, he is. So Reynolds tried the intercept, then he was tackled there. So a good follow-up effort from Emmanuel Ira, who, as you said, Robbie, hasn't had the greatest of nights, but his effort there was good.
Yeah, it was an important one, although another disposal error, which is probably an area of his game which probably has kept him from playing higher levels over the time. So, he's just got to be a bit calmer with the footy, and as a result, probably not a great one for Jared Cotton and his team, with Glenelg having a set shot directly in front, about 30 out, leading into half-time. We're just over 28 minutes now, so not a lot to go before the siren.
The rush kick from Rokar was intercepted by Agnew, so he's 35 out directly in front. Brad Agnew kicks a goal for the Tigers, his first, and Glenelg get their 7th. They're 7-5-47. Norwood 4-5-29, as Robbie Neal said, not what Jared Cotton would want on the cusp of half-time, but Brad Agnew, one of the underrated players in the SANFL, kicks truly for his first, Robbie. Yeah, Brad Agnew, he's been another one of those players, very much like Matty Snook. He's been around for a while, and he's been a mainstay in this Tigers team and gone through some pretty hard times, a few years ago to, Glenelg being, the power. Given that they've lost a lot of players from their premiership team even last year, but they've got a few likely types who have just come into this team and are just fitting in quite nicely. Yeah, Brad Agnew played an under-18s flag for the Tigers in 2010, a reserves flag in 2013, won the best and fairest in 2013, had a year off in 2018 and then came back beautifully well to be involved in the premiership at Glenelg last year. That 33-year drought broken as a secondary stoppage in the middle. Josh Richards there taken in a tackle by the Glenelg player, and we'll have a third stoppage in the centre square. So 30 minutes we're about to tick into, 30 seconds from a 30-minute quarter. 4 goals to Glenelg in this term, 3 to the Tigers, as we're again in the centre circle at Cooper Stadium. And it's Glenelg 7-5-47, Norwood 4-5-29. Anathan Balderstone will resume hostilities. Weir with a nice hand pass. One last chance maybe for the Tigers. Inside 50 they go, backing back McBean. Couldn't take it. Well done by McKenzie. Just pirouettes out of the tackle. Then kicks to this centre wing position. It should sit up there for Nicholson. He's got a teammate in Yates. Just goes backwards with a hand pass. And just composes himself as Yates. The kick slews off the side of the boot. And Lux of Fortune, the siren sounded. Nord we're going to look to intercept through Ellison. That quarter going 30 minutes and 8 seconds. And an entertaining contest here at the Cooper Stadium, Glenelg 7-5-47, Norwood 4-5-29. Half-time in the contest, as we said. Goal kickers in budget order, Matthew Snook, Brad Agnew, Luke Reynolds, Marlon Motlop, Jack Kluski, Luke Parks and Jack Yates for the Tigers. While the 4 goal kickers for the Redlegs are all individuals, Zach Richards, Peter Bampton, Tom Pinion and the impressive Josh Richards. So, as I said earlier, 4 goals. A lot of it will certainly be due to the performance of Tia Charlton and Indy Tahau as well. Yeah, the preliminary final tomorrow down at Thebarton Oval on the digital pass. Narelle Smith and Peter Walsh will bring you all the action, so good luck to the 2 combatants there, South and West, to get off into the grand final against North Adelaide in the women's comp. But here in the men, we're underway again in this third quarter. Second half action, Glenelg 7-5-47, Norwood 4-5-29. Umpire Huntermark will resume proceedings in the centre circle. Big Sammy Balderstone up against Hanneth. So the bounce gets us back underway. The bounce favoured Hanneth. Hits down there looking for Snook. Hanneth tried to soccer it off the ground, but doing exactly that was none for Norwood. Mopped up defensively by Nicholson. His hand pass went astray. Lack of communication from the Glenelg defence. A chance for Zach Richards. His hand pass partially smothered. Anthony Wilson in there for the Redlegs. He's had a quiet night tonight. Well held by Michael Version as Reynolds couldn't quite take it. Just jumped at the contest full-chested. Ball spills in the direction now of Yates, who's had a pretty good game. Been serviceable tonight. Off there to Agnew. Puts the afterburners on. Hand pass comes to Stretch. He's played the best game at league level for the Bays for mine this year. Kicks down the line and McBean takes it. Could have raffled it with his teammate and good friend in Nicholson. Inside 50 goes McBean at the toes there of Bailey. Doing well was Ball just to escort it over the line in front of the Wolf Blass Centre. And Wolf Blass, a great sponsor of Norwood. Must quickly make mention of all the sponsors. And Norwood led admirably by Coopers, Veolia, Paradise Mazda, IWS Integrated Waste Management, Barossa Boys Wines. We'll touch on the Bay's sponsors when we get a chance, but thank you to everyone involved in sponsoring SANFL in a very trying year of 2020. As the ball is back into play. Partington's kick partially smothered. Well done defensively by Douglas. Kicks it around the corner. Proud attacks it nicely. Didn't get a great bounce, but then collides in rather beautifully with his opponent. Great courage from both players there. Robbie Neal looked like the Norwood player in Abbott. And two players that don't hold back, Will Abbott and the captain of the Tigers in Max Proud.
Yeah, Maxie Proud, he doesn't, he's a fantastic, but yeah, Will Abbott, he's a fella who's a Norwood underage player, went back to the amateurs with Old Ignatians, but he had a knee reconstruction last year, and so he had missed 2019, but he's as tough as nails.
He has played some good footy in Div 2 for St Ignatius. Mentioned the call last week with Johnny Nankerville. His dad's a passionate North supporter, so 2019 would have been tough in the Abbott family.
Yeah.
That grand final, as the ball's going to come back inside 50 for the Tigers through Big Jack Hanneth. Flying at the back there with the spoil there was Ball. McBean taken in a tackle immediately. And Mackenzie brings him to ground, but it's in a dangerous area for the Tigers forwards. 30 out from goal. Glenelg kicking down to the parade end. 2 minutes gone, third term. Half-time scores remain. 7-5-47 the Tigers. 4-5-29 Glenelg. The Redlegs rather will have another stoppage. Slow to get to the back up to their feet was Richard Douglas and Brad Agnew, two tough nuts there. Ball's thrown back up. I think that's a free kick to McBean, taken over the shoulder by Balderstone. So a little sloppy by the Norwood ruckman, pleading his case that it wasn't there, but for mine, saw it pretty clearly through the binoculars and can't give Liam McBean any chance inside 50 with free kicks like that, Robbie.
No, and it's generated again. They're able to get a forward 50 tackle in from those long kicks. And that's the thing about Glenelg. If they do have to bail out, if they do kick long, there's always crumbing and tackling power there, and they're able to go bang. And rather than give the opposition an easy exit, they make sure it stays there. And then it can lead to an opportunity like this where there's a ruck infringement, and you've got a set shot at goal.
McBean lining up for goal, has hit the post. He's got the kicking yips tonight. Last week against the Doggies out at Elizabeth, he kicked 3 consecutive behinds before getting a goal and finished the day with 4, all in the second half. 2 behinds now for McBean. First score of the second half of behind, 7-6-48. Glenelg, Norwood 4-5-29 as Mackenzie again takes the kick out, goes short, goes to a teammate Nani, was dispossessed in the tackle. Great work by the Glenelg forward. Plan advantage, is it? They're going to come back. Reynolds missed, and the advantage was there, but Reynolds didn't take advantage of the advantage, so another behind to Glenelg, so a wasted opportunity there, Robbie.
Yeah, it was, and he shaped to go one side, Brad McKenzie, and came the other, and Matty Nunn just a little bit aggressive there and accelerating the game, and that was an opportunity gone begging. I think that'll be up for review. You think Mark Stone would say, boys, we've got to be really, really calm. Let's hold it up, take a deep breath, have a set shot, rather than pull the trigger and run the risk of missing, which ended up happening as far as Luke Reynolds was concerned.
And speaking of running, Panos took a free kick at centre wing, ran inside to kick towards forward 50, but Parks for the Tigers has chopped off against Ellison. So Luke Parks kicked his first goal at SANFL level earlier in the contest. Comes to this broadcast side. McBean puts a spoil on, but he's impinged upon Matty Panos. So a free kick to the captain. Played some VFL footy with Williamstown when in the AFL at the Western Bulldogs. 42 games. Been around for a long time. We mentioned St Ignatius before. Matty, the PE teacher up there. And the Redlegs are going to play possession-style footy again. The fans not too happy, but Rokar has it on that outer side. He'll chip laterally and find his teammate out there in Shenton, the Golden Grove Kookaburra. A few boys out there. There's another one on cue. Ball. So Cam Ball off the right. Boot goes inside 50. Blazes away. A wasteful kick, and it's out of bounds on the full. So a 20-point deficit. 5 minutes gone, third term. Bit of an arm wrestle here at Cooper's, and the Tigers have just kept the Redlegs at arm's length, and we've got a 25-metre penalty against Mitch Griggan. We're discussing off-air, Robbie, at half-time. Mitch, the umpires like him because he's won 2 McGarry medals, but he's not afraid to voice his opinion to them either.
Yeah, that's right. No, he's always got something to say, Mitchy, and he's back in the action as long as he keeps his concentration because he's such a fantastic player.
Well, he's released the teammate with a hand pass. Barry with some composure, a great kick. Spots up the aforementioned St Ignatian boy in Will Abbott. And the former
Panos
Sturt
DK,
Jr.
no.
DK being designated kicker. The hand pass was almost going to be released. He's giving it now.
Gone to McKenzie.
It's off to the big kicking McKenzie. A forward helicopter punt down there looking for Pinion. 1-2, he's taken it. The spoil came late from the Tigers' defence, and I don't think McKenzie meant to set it up like that. But the mark taken by Tom Pinion, right forward pocket down there at the Norwood end, underneath the big replay scoreboard here at Cooper Stadium. So Tom Pinion played some SANFL footy with the Adelaide Crows, also some reserves at the Double Blues. Check side kick is a goal to the Redlegs. They get the first of the second half. Pinion gets a goal, his second, and that's Norwood's fifth. They go to 5-5-35, 14 points adrift of the Tigers, who are 7-7-49. We've gone 6.5 in this third term. An important goal for Norwood. Robbie just keeps them back in check. It
does. It was a beautiful squaring kick to Abbott by Dom Barry. Yeah. And I really like him. He's on the wing. And it might even be an opportunity at some stage. Anthony Wilson has played as the deepest forward on most occasions, and even be able to get someone of Anthony Wilson to be able to come into the midfield between the arcs, I think, just to use that speed. And we're getting, I think, a little bit of rain is coming down now, but it's not going to affect the players, you wouldn't think, too much. But those two players are devastating with their ball movement, so if you can get them, I think, between the arcs at some stage, it's only going to benefit the Redlegs.
So clearance going the way of Norwood, some momentum for them. Inside 50 goes Panos and Pinion! Too big and strong. Parks flew early, tried to get the spoil on. And Tom Pinion, just like he did a moment ago on the second grab, brings it to ground. And momentum, as I said, Robbie, it's an amazing thing in footy. And Norwood now with a chance to peg it back to just 8 points.
Yeah, if you can get 2 in a row in the space of a minute, really, really handy. And here we go for Pinion.
He's kicked 18 goals now on the season, 18 goals 4. As I mentioned, country footy goal kicker last year with 129 at Mount Compass. 35 out, 45-degree angle. Pinion leans back on it and he's pushed it across the face. So opportunity gone begging there. 2 goals, 1 on the night now for Pinion. 5-6-36 in Norwood. Glenelg 7-7-49, 7 3/4 minutes gone as Bradley will take the kick out for the Tigers. Come to this broadcast side, flying their ball, takes a good mark. Got the sticky fingers, gives it off there to the big ruckman in Balderstone. Flanking him on his left, he'll kick to the left forward pocket down there looking for Bampton. Crumbing nicely Spence, does he keep it in play? Hand pass back there towards Nunn. And a bit of discussion as to whether it was over the boundary line for last possession free. And it is, so it's going to go the way of the Tigers. So Michael Virgin, as we said earlier, former Rooster, played in the reserves premiership at North Adelaide under Jacob Surgeon, who's now their league coach. And of course Virgin played some junior footy at Glenelg, won a flag with the league side last year. Comes again down this broadcast wing, looking for Reynolds at half-back. Long way from goal. Spence in there, on hands and knees, gets a hand pass out. Looking there for a teammate in Richards. Coming through Scharenberg, stacks on the mill. And right in front of your commentary team, we'll have a ball up. Phil Aspinall, Robbie Neal in commentary.
We're talking about sons of former Central's senior players, and Isaac Saywell's dad James played with the Dogs. He's an assistant coach at the Redlegs.
He is,
and played with the Fitzroy Lions as well back in the day, about 1992, I reckon, Phil.
Yeah, as a Doggies man, I remember James Saywell playing in the 95 grand final.
Yes. And Ethan Schwert, son of Stephen Schwert, has been in and around the Redlegs underage system for a few years, so a little bit of dog flavour.
There is.
Does that annoy you?
Just a tad.
Yeah.
It annoyed me. I remember Rudy Mandamaker's son played at West Adelaide. That annoyed me more than anything. Rudy, one of my childhood heroes, as the ball from the contest taken by Andrew Bradley. Clearing defensive kick momentarily. Talia on hands and knees, but the hand pass was a poor one. And good vision as Robbie spotted by Partington. Goes laterally and finds his teammate there in Stretch. So Stretch comes in board, centre of Cooper Stadium, and he's found Matt Allen. One of best and fairest at East Perth. His waffle-aligned team went at West Coast and shared it with a teammate out there now, and Luke Partington. Just couldn't quite crack the AFL system as the kick comes back to centre wing on that outer side and chopped off out there for the Tigers by Callum Park. Foss Camden Jr. He'll kick hard up against the line, just stays in play. The aforementioned Partington's marked. He'll go inside 50. Down in the corner, it's marked by McBean, is it? No. Well done defensively by the Redlegs. Off the non-preferred right, McKenzie with a 9-9 chipping ball. And couldn't quite take the mark there, the Norwood player, and Josh Richards over the boundary line she goes. 10.5 gone in this third term. 7-7-49 Glenelg. Norwood 5-6-36. SANFL digital pass coverage and on the radio SANFL app. Hope you're enjoying the call here at Cooper Stadium. A bit of mist, light rain falling. Saturday night footy. Resumption of the play sees a throw-in free kick going the way of Saywell. I spoke about him a moment ago. Won the under-16s best and fairest out here at Norwood back in 2016. Played some good reserves footy last year. Got his league debut against his dad's club, former club, the Bulldogs, back in round 4. So Saywell kicks down the line. Good spoil out there by Parks. Taken by Scharenberg back in the side. Ball dispossessed there in the tackle. Comes back there towards Pinion, who's a long way from goal. Glenelg have some numbers back, and they should be able to mop up nicely through stretch. What are the options now? The kick comes in board from McCarthy. It's found Partington, who's starting to get involved in this third term. Looks for a teammate inside 50 for Yates. Era there to apply some pressure. Yates tries to get it towards the line and takes it over try-style rugby. And the Norwood fans in the pocket down there, the Wolf Blast pocket, looking for a free. Craig Petch, one of the passionate Redlegs fans. I can see him from here. Fester, as he's known, pleading for a free right next to the race in his customary position. So right forward pocket down at the parade end. 12 minutes gone. 13-point ball game in favour of the visitors. The Tigers' last win here was 2011 against Glenelg. Against Norwood, rather. The Tigers have lost the last 9 here at Cooper Stadium, as it's now with Proud. He'll kick into the centre of Cooper Stadium, marked there by the first gamer in Morton. Played in a flag at the Tigers, the Wagga Tigers, last year. Played with Ben Kelly, who's a recruit to the Bulldogs this year, of course, son of Paul Kelly. It's now with Yates. So Glenelg just controlling the footy at the moment. Yates runs his full measure. Will kick it inside 50. Some numbers there to fly. McBean one-handed. Great crumbing by Klusky. Tries to duck under the whoop. The Panos tackle. Should be Pink holding the ball. Ball spills out. Numbers should win out for the Redlegs. Some composure from Rokar on the last line of defence. Partington surely was given a free. Nudged under the footy. No, said the umpire. Back now to Parks. A hand pass going back there looking for Proud. Needs to sit for the third generation SANFL footballer. Couldn't quite take it. Well done, Bampton. Gives it to Abbott. Abbott now tries to get a hand pass out. Parks does well. Attacks it hard. Pinion in there as well. Umpire Mitch Scott looking to make a decision. He was almost going to play holding the ball, but well done by Mitch Grigg. Bumped off the footy. Spence in there taken high for mine. Norwood fans agree. Nothing doing. Ball hotly contested there. Bit of aerial ping pong. A bit like the old hot potato there, Robbie, but great pressure from both sides.
Yeah, great pressure. They don't mind the body contact, these two teams, and I think the crowd are starting to get into it a little bit, and hopefully it might fatigue the players a little bit too, which will, hopefully open the game up just a little bit.
So Douglas from the clearance. Great courage, Scharenberg. Couldn't quite take it. Crumbing nicely there was Saywell. The handball inboard to Pinion. He was under a world of pressure coming through. Saywell again had the arm ping chicken wing style. Umpire Mitch Scott says, my footy. So a chance for Norwood. 14 gone in this third term. They're 45 out from goal. Kicking down to the Woodcock end, the northern end here at the parade. McBean doing the ruck work for the Tigers. Soccering it off the ground was Parks. Looking now for his teammate in Weir. The boy from Robe just nudged off it nicely by Bampton. Spencer's kick was smothered. Well done down there, Nicholson. Extricates himself from the contest. The hand pass to McBean, but mopping up McKenzie, as he so often does. The reigning best and fairest. He'll go laterally now and find Talia. Good to see Michael back after plenty of injury. The kick wasn't a good one, but it sat up nicely on the first bounce for Zach Richards. Off his right boot, he'll look for Ellison. Hasn't called Cody much tonight. From the South Adelaide player. There's ball in dispute. Well done, Saywell. Used his body well. Tried to nudge out an opponent. And then well done by Spence. Last year's reserves McGarry medalist. Is a good kick. He'll go backwards to find ball. Gives it now to McKenzie. Back to ball. So Norwood just using the footy now cleanly, and Abbott takes the mark, gives it off to his teammate flanking him in Panos. Now to Barry. He normally uses the ball well, and on this occasion, no exception. And the fleet-footed Anthony Rabs Wilson marks directly in front of Andrew Bradley. We're right behind it in the commentary position here. He's about 45 out on a 45-degree angle. He's had a quiet day today as Anthony Wilson, Robbie, but he knows where the goals are.
Certainly do, and he got some separation with his elite speed, and they were just able to avoid Carl Nicholson, who was rolling back as the free, but the extra handball to Panos just gave, and the handball to Don Barry, just gave him that opportunity to knock it into the leading Wilson, who can't kick straight, unfortunately, for Rabsy. But both teams are having a real good crack. This is a terrific third quarter, halfway through, 16-minute mark.
Missed opportunity for Wilson. A behind makes the two-goal game. 5-7-37 Norwood. Glenelg 7-7-49 as the Redlegs are going to try and hold it in here. Well done by Glenelg. They go to half forward. Ira does well. Then just let the footy go for a teammate. Socket towards the Glenelg goal line. Mopping up defensively. Zach Richards feigned to kick the footy. Then just dropped it. Then put a teammate Wilkins under pressure. But he's up to the task. Goes to Talia. Norwood are out defensively through Saywell. He marks, runs his full measure, kicks down the line. That's a good pass, and he finds Abbott. So Will Abbott's got better as the game's gone on. Comes in board now with a hand pass to Wilkins. He'll kick down the line, looking there for Bampton's. Normally good aerially. Brings it to ground. Numbers at the fall of the ball for the Tigers. Spence in there for the Redlegs. Goes forward to the ball. Coming through Bampton. Does well. Gets it out in the hand pass to Grigg. He releases none. He can run and carry the footy. Kicks in board looking for Wilson. Chopped off though by Nicholson. And Carl Nicholson, teacher by trade, kicks towards his teammate in Agnew. Needs to get rid of it quickly. Good pressure from Panos. Goes inside 50 with a bouncing ball out. The back should favour Richards. Reynolds there to apply some pressure, but Zach Richards gets on his preferred left. That's a good kick, and he frees up Nunn, who takes the mark. So backward of centre wing. Nunn goes laterally and spots up Mitch Grigg. Played 20 AFL games for the Crows and 38 SANFL games for the Crows. Two-time Magarey medalist. The only Jack Odie medalist to win the best on ground in a grand final in a losing team. Of course, did that kicking 6 goals in the 2019 loss to North Adelaide. As Ira has the footy now for the Redlegs. Kicks towards Ellison. Parks overran it. Proud, in fact. Ellison did well. Comes in with a hand pass, but it couldn't quite find a teammate. Stacks on the mill at half forward for the Tigers, and we have a ball up. 17 gone, third term, 12-point ball game. Norwood still in this, Robbie. Yeah,
the ball stayed in motion for the last couple of minutes. It's got sort of medium in speed, and the players are sort of sucking for it. It's become reasonably aerobic over the last few minutes. So rather than the stop-start structural setup that we've seen from some repeat stoppages, and for team, and in particular Glenelg being able to camp up at Norwood's end for periods of time, especially in that second term. So I think if the ball starts moving around a little bit, it'll probably favour the Redlegs a bit, and with Glenelg really trying to make sure they keep their foot across Norwood's neck, so to speak, get field position, and just wear them down with some pressure and repeat stoppages, repeat entries, and field position.
Well, the ball is on centre wing position on the outer side, and the Norwood fans out there braving the coldish conditions, wanting out of bounds on the full, but the boundary umpire right on the money says it was last possession, so over the boundary line it goes for a throw-in. And Balderstone one front position, want to hit out down there looking for Grigg. Tried to soccer it off the ground, Stretch did well to intercept, then gets it back to Snook. The Jack Odie medalist last year, Motlop with a fumble. A chance for Bampton, he'll hand pass to Spence. He's got a teammate over the top, comes back in board now, looking for Nunn. He goes this way, that way, off a step, inside 50. Flying there, Pinion, did he take it? No. Hand pass comes out from Proud, did well to Bradley. Now running out of defensive 50 was Snook. He'll kick into the centre of Cooper Stadium. Allen did well. He was outnumbered. Wilkins at ground level needs to be clean. Can't quite take it first grab. Then gets a push in the back for Mind. He's going to be pinged holding the ball here. Umpire hovering. Make the decision up. It's holding the ball. It is. Just a little fumbly Mitch Wilkins, and then didn't get the footy out of the contest there.
Yeah,
Robbie.
just needed a strong A-frame over the ball rather than going to ground and lying on it in that situation and losing his legs. Just kept a strong A-frame and give a strong handball, and it's almost resulted in a goal too, Phil. So
it has. A strong finish there from the Tigers and a goal going to Bailey. Oh no, it was touched by the looks of it, so it is a behind. Getting ahead of ourselves there. 7-8-50 the Tigers. Bailey not happy with himself for missing. And it is the Norwood side, 5-7-37, 30 seconds from time on in the third term. Norwood will come down this Wood Street grandstand side. It's with Richard Douglas at left half back. Of course, won an AFL best and fairest with the Crows. Just shy of 250 AFL games, so a great pick-up for Norwood this year. the top 25 players in Andrew Capel's SANFL article on the Advertiser. Was proud with a spoil, comes towards the boundary line. Josh Richards escorts it over. So the ball's in front of your broadcast position. We're 2 seconds into time on. 13-point ball game rather in favour of the Tigers. They're 7-8-50. Norwood 5-7-37. The ruckman, Balderstone and Hanneth, who've battled all night, will resume the battle. Shallow throw-in, or in fact a long throw-in over the top of both of those aforementioned ruckmen. Ball scrambled in earnest. It couldn't quite be won. Partington there for the Tigers. Gets the handball. Received it from Scharenberg. Now to Snook. Glenelg composed at half-back. Gives it there to the first gamer. Hanneth got it to the debutant rather in Morton. But Norwood have put some pressure on him. They're going to turn it over, are they? Glenelg just overusing the footy. Umpire's going to say my ball. So the Tigers flicking it around with hand passes, but Jared Cotton would be impressed by his forward pressure there, Robert.
Yeah, and this invited the pressure there, the Tigers, and Anthony Wilson's really, even if he doesn't lay the tackle, he moves with such speed that he's able to provide some sort of panic to the opposition and usually cause a turnover or a poor disposal.
Well, that wasn't a poor disposal. Weir goes inside 50 and a strong mark there from Yates, who had the first shot of the contest at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. And he's lining up for his first goal of the contest, his second rather. And the 21.5-minute mark, Yates took a very strong mark, Robbie, lining up for his second.
Yeah, and I think the Glenelg defenders will be enjoying this little break here where they can just have a little settle down behind the ball here. Hopefully that he kicks the goal and they get a little bit more of a break. But they're able to hold up Glenelg. And Yates, he's worked really hard. He works quite hard at running long 45s ahead of the footy. And hopefully he was able to kick truly for his team.
Tried to sneak it in. It's missed to the right.
Not quite.
1 goal, 2 now for Yates.
He does get on his bike. He provides some really good options ahead of the ball. He does run a lot of holes. He runs long 45s, which provides some other holes and other lanes for his teammates to lead into.
So Norwood messed up the kick out, and then the flying shot on goal from the Tigers hit the post. So back-to-back points for the Tigers. Can Norwood do better on this occasion? The clearing kick out of defensive 50 by McKenzie. Bounced off the head there of Max Proud, otherwise known as a Falcon. The kick down the line from Josh Richards. Looks for Barry. He's in a one-on-one with Virgin. Can Virgin take the mark? No. Goes to ground. Barry dives in over the top. Umpire Mitch Harris says no prior opportunity. Holding the ball the fans wanted. They don't get it. So umpire Harris throws the footy aloft and high contact whistle has gone, and it's going against Balderstone. So Jack Hanneth getting the free. The fans not happy. As Hanneth just looks back inside defensive 50, but he's going to go long down the line. The native from Angerson can't quite find a teammate, McBean, overrunning it there, Nicholson. Norwood's defence does well. Matty Panos getting back there off the left boot, just kicks it into no man's land. Good attack on the footy. Great take by the big man Balderstone. Spins on a dime, then puts it in front of Shenton, but Partington gets there first. Did really well. Parks feigns the handball, almost slipped over, and then kicks it almost on the roof of the Wood Street grandstand. And out of bounds on the full, so it's going to come back inside attacking 50, you would think, for Norwood. The free kick recipient looks to be Richard Douglas. In fact, it's Panos down there. He's going to go backwards and find a fellow former Western Bulldog in Michael Talia. And Talia now, the switch is on for the Redlegs. Ball dropped what he should have taken. Kick was smothered, well done by Allen, but Norwood should be first to the footy there through Eric. Can he be clean? He can. No, he can't. The hand pass went to behind ball. He slipped over. A chance now for Glenelg inside 50. Allen with a deft tap. Motlop with a deft tap. Reynolds off the left, jams it on the boot and just sneaks it in for a behind. So not pretty there by the Redlegs defence, Robbie, just overusing the ball, and Glenelg weren't able to pounce.
Yeah, just some sloppy skill errors, which, particular individuals certainly don't want to make, and they've got to just make sure they, against a side like Glenelg, you can't afford to give them that opportunity. And Luke Reynolds would be really kicking himself there. He's so deadly around goals. He should have really made the Redlegs pay.
And earlier on, we mentioned from the kick-out, Norwood muffed it. It was Yates again who had a chance for another shot on goal. So he's got 1 goal, 3 on the night. His kick towards the goal hit the post, but the 25-minute mark, it's with Norwood. He'll kick down the line looking for Panos. As he goes to the spoil, the siren sounds. That term going just shy of 25 minutes. 24 minutes and 46 seconds And at three-quarter time, Glenelg in the box seat. They're 7-11-53. Norwood 5-7-37. 16-point ball game in favour of the visitors. Goal kickers for Glenelg. Singles all across the board. Matthew Snook, Brad Agnew, Luke Reynolds, Marlon Motlop, Jack Kluski, Luke Parks and Jack Yates. While for Norwood, the only multiple goal kicker in the contest is Tom Pinion. One in the second, one in the third for 2 for the night. Singles in budget order, Zach Richards, Peter Bampton and Josh Richards for the Redlegs. So those three-quarter time scores.
Point for the smalls to get in and under, to be able to then get in a good crumbing position or lay a tackle and get a forward stoppage. So those guys are so important into the structure of the base.
Just saw Mark Stone, the coach of the Tigers, his third season, 6th in his first year, premiership last year. And can he take the Tigers to back-to-back flags in his third season? We will find out in 6 or 8 weeks' time. But we're underway in the final quarter here at Cooper Stadium. 16-point ball game in favour of the Tigers. The bounce favours Hanneth. Balderstone charges in, soccering off the ground Panos, but well done by Snook. Got a partial smother. Good shepherd there from Hanneth, allows Partington to get the first inside 50 for the Bays. Coming down looking for Reynolds. Well done by Ball. Through the fingers there of Wilkins. The hand pass just went astray. Intercepted by Kluski. Blazers towards goal. The Tigers got a fast start. They have. Great finish there by Kluski. His second. And the former Port Magpies player gets the Tigers off to a great start. 8-11-59 Glenelg. Norwood 5-7-37. The perfect start, as I said, Robbie, for the Tigers. And Jared Cotton, probably not up in his coach's box yet, coming through the constructed grandstand. He won't be happy.
Yeah, great finish there by Kluski. From 50, it was a good kick. I thought he might have tugged it near side, but he flirted with that left-hand goalpost and was able to get it through. But through some pressure and through an errant disposal, that turnover in their front half of the oval rears its ugly head again for the Redlegs, and the Bays are able to capitalise.
Speaking of ugly, the ugly winning streak that Norwood have over Glenelg might be breaking. Glenelg's last win, as I said earlier, 2011, Cooper Stadium, April 15th, 2011. So the Tigers on track to taste victory at this venue for the first time in nearly 10 years. As big Hanneth and Balderstone go tete-a-tete in the middle of Cooper Stadium. I'll call the play. Robbie, keep an eye on the fight. As the ball ricochets towards the boundary line, Agnew did well to keep it in to stretch. Back to Partington, who's got better as the game goes on. Will be in calculations, no doubt, for Robbie Neal's digital pass player of the game. 3-2-1 votes. You start thinking about those soon, Robbie. As the kick inside 50 for the Redlegs. Good spoil defensively. Good trap by Ellison. Hand pass in front of Wilson. Can he get some space? No. Glenelg shut that down. Ball pinballs back underneath the pack. Well done by Virgin. His hand pass slightly astray. Well done, though, by the Tigers. Numbers win out. Stretch gets it to a teammate. They clear, and Reynolds takes a strong mark. In the long sleeves, the former Carlton rookie. Actually won a Magpies leading goal kicking award with 42 majors back in, I think, 2014. So it's definitely a super consistent player and a pretty handy district cricketer as well. Robbie rolls the arm over, I think, for Western Suburbs Club, I think, West Torrens maybe. As Snook now, he'll swing to this broadcast side. A dangerous kick. Well done by Virgin, sat under it. Will Abbott with some impending pressure, but couldn't quite get there. So Virgin off a step. Nice pass, finds Bradley. Andrew Bradley plays 150th earlier in the season. Kicks inside 50, favouring Reynolds. Good work. Ball. Great contested mark. I reckon Ball and Reynolds, that's been a pretty good contest. Probably could flip a coin for where it's gone, but Ball definitely won that one hands down, Robbie.
Yeah, and Cam, he does like to intercept Mark when he gets the opportunity. It was just probably invited into that kick a little bit from Glenelg, and Reynolds wasn't quite happy about where the kick was positioned for him to use his body.
Went back inside 50 for Glenelg. McKenzie mops up defensively for the legs. He's found a teammate in Richards at the arc of 50. It's now marked by Mitch Grigg. Boy from Athelston. He'll go laterally into that outer side half-back flank. It's marked by Rokar. Short chipping ball's a good one. And releases Shenton, the former St Kilda player. Kick is good. Good ball movement from Norwood. Patient build-up. The hand pass releases to Grigg. Came from Abbott. He'll go inside 50 in some space there. Looking for a teammate, Pinion. Good work by Proud. Pinion with a second opportunity. Lending some support. Weir, the hand pass from Scharenberg. Just overshot the target. Sliding in there. Looked like Proud. And Cooper's Hill pocket. Fans want holding the ball. Umpire disagrees and says it'll be my ball. Good clean movement from the Redlegs there, Robbie, but didn't get a chance on goal.
Yeah, then they've got a bit more urgency in their ball movement. probably indicated by Cameron Chetney. He's rolling on. He used a short target, but they're able to get another handball received via Mitch Grigg and get a deep entry.
4 minutes gone, final term. Glenelg out to a 22-point lead. But Norwood have intercepted in the middle of Coopers, and it's through the avenue of Brad McKenzie.
Everyone's in front of Brad.
Yeah, nothing
in front of the kicker.
Nothing behind him. A lot of numbers inside attacking. 50 goes in that direction. Uncontested. Bampton takes the mark. Got separation on his opponent, and Mark Stone won't be too happy with that. Andrew Bradley, a rare error. And Bampton hands off laconically to Big Baldy. Balderstone kicks towards goal, and bit of a shocker there, Sam. Misses everything.
I think Pete should have gone back and had another crack at one of his tumblers.
One of the Loberful floaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes players are a bit unselfish. They want to get their teammates involved, but go back and kick the goal if you're in range. So Parks marked defensively for the Tigers. Left back pocket down at the parade end. Good tackle by Nicholson on Josh Richards. Well done over the footy there. Strong was Bailey. Got it back to the aforementioned Nicholson. Open space now inside the Tigers attacking 50. First there, Shenton for Norwood. Hand pass releases ball. The Golden Grove boys combining. Shenton went to ground though on the hand pass. Went astray. Good work in there from Agnew. Gives it out to a teammate in Klasky. Gives it to Stretch, the former Demon. Kicks towards goal. Is that the sealer? I reckon it might be. Classy finish there from Stretch. And another turnover in defence by the Redlegs rather. And the Tigers get their ninth. 9-11-65. Norwood 5-7-37, a costly error at half-back from the Redlegs, Robbie.
Yeah, and look, it was a wonderful play by Cameron Shenton. He got back, first back to pick up the ground ball, gave it to Cam Ball, and Norwood actually had 2 free ahead of Cam Ball in that situation, but he decided to handball it at Cameron Shenton's shin, and didn't come to anything except a turnover and a goal to Billy Stretch. Wonderful kick from 52 and never looked in doubt. And, you'd think the Tigers have got this by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, it'll be a difficult task for Norwood. They're their own worst enemy tonight with turnovers and in dangerous positions, as the umpire may recall that one. No, he calls play on. Hanneth with a clear hit out. Allen there, his kick for the Tigers was partially smothered. Norwood now with a chance with a hand pass from Panos to Balderstone, who spotted his teammate Shenton out of the corner of his eye. The kick went backwards. Support from Josh Richards for Shenton. Goes back towards the aforementioned Cam Shenton. As I said last week, hasn't been acquainted with a barber or a hairdresser for a few years, or for a few months rather. He's sporting the long locks and the scruffy beard. He's just escorted himself over the boundary line. So 6.5 gone, final term. 9-11-65 the Tigers. Norwood 5-7-37. Ball thrown in, centre wing out of side. Panos with a smother on the Partington kick. Free kick should go the way of the Tigers for mine. Taken high. Looked to be the player out there in Allen. So the man from Mount Gambier plays on. Rolls onto that left boot. Will kick inside 50. Reynolds in the front position. Good spoil again from Ball. Snook crumbing. Got a shepherd from Klasky. Gives it back to the goal kicker Stretch. He stretches himself around the corner. Looking there for McBean. Crumbing there to Agnew. Gave it from Reynolds. That kick off the left boot. Just missed to the right. Tigers peppering. 9-12-66. Norwood 5-7-37, 7.5 gone final term. It was a clever handball from Reynolds, and Agnew just couldn't quite finish, Robbie.
Yeah, and that would have certainly been the sealer there, but just really good awareness by Luke Reynolds, and you can see just their ability to hit targets by hand. They do. You can see they do a lot of work in congestion and in close, and they're very trusting of each other. But they're able to execute, and it gets results, and which is indicated by them being super successful over the last couple of years.
Well, they're going to be successful inside 50. You would think holding the ball is going to go their favour. McKenzie bit off more than he can chew, and in the defensive goal square, Liam McBean applies a strong tackle, and it's going to be a free kick to the Ken Farmer medalist, right forward pocket. Down there underneath the replay scoreboard here at Coopers. So, much like last week against the Dogs, kicked a few points in a row before getting a goal. He's going to line up side onto the goals, and you think he'll kick around the corner left foot style. So McBean, just looking at his stats here, he's kicked 24 goals on the year. Make that 25, and that you would think might be the sealer. A goal to McBean, his first. The Tigers 10th. They go to 10-12-72. Norwood 5-7-37. And you would think a bridge too far now for the Redlegs, Robbie, and a classy finish from McBean.
Yeah, 3 goals in the first 9 minutes of this final term. And the Tigers have had all the field position. Everything has been at their end of the oval. And They've been really workmanlike in what they've done. The Redlegs have contributed to some of that, but it's been on the back of a lot of perceived pressure as well.
Yeah.
And it's just broken Norwood's skill level down, and the Tigers have been absolutely wonderful, and led by Matty Snook in the middle. I think he's been fantastic tonight.
I think no doubt he'll feature in your 3-2-1 votes, as it's a game-high 35-point advantage to the Tigers. Are going to look to break a 9-year hoodoo as the whistle's gone. Norwood player down in a world of pain. Looks like Bampton just clutching at the ribs. The umpire's called the advantage. It might be Nunn, in fact, who's down, still on his haunches, as the ball's on that outer side, left half forward position, and a free kick going the way of Grigg. Two-time McGarry medalist spots up Richard Douglas. So the former Crow played some SANFL aligned footy with Glenelg, goes inside 50, uncontested, taking the easiest of marks is Scharenberg. So the junior accountant by day, Foss Camden player, a premiership player last year. Defensive goal line is marked for the Tigers. He's going to bring it towards this broadcast side. The kick wasn't great off the boot, but it favoured teammate in Allen, who gives off to Nicholson. I'd like to mention his dad Scott played some reserves for Glenelg in the 1980s, for West Adelaide rather. And the aforementioned Nicholson gets it again. A hand pass just through the fingertips of his teammate. Motlop escorts it over the boundary line. So the ball will be thrown back into play right in front of the Norwood interchange gates. 5-7-37 are the legs. Glenelg 10-12-72. You think, as Robbie said at the start of the call, the Tigers might find themselves in third position in 10 or 15 minutes' time as Balderstone from the ruck jams it on the boot. Hand pass was clean from Spence. Also good by the player in Reynolds. Inside 50. The kick was good from Grigg. And a free kick, though, unfortunately, is going to go against Douglas. And it is a free to, I think, the Tigers captain there, down there in Proud. In fact, the free was against Pinion, so apologies to Richard Douglas. As Virgin in Cooper's corner pocket, or Cooper's hill pocket, has gone short and found Callum Park. Foss Camden Jr. himself, and as I said, Scotty Bricknell's half-brother. Bricknell, a best and fairest winner at the Bloods. Kick down the line, looking there for Klusky. Normally wears 25 in 24 tonight. We'll see whether he wears 23 next week. As Isaac Saywell for Norwood gives it back to Spence. Now, a short little chipping ball was good by McKenzie. Not 15, said the umpire. Don Barry, haven't called him much tonight. Runs from the contest, gets it back. Can he get a highlight? Don Barry will go inside 50. Sums up the Redlegs night. The kick just over the top of a teammate, Douglas. And, yep, that pretty much has been the tail of the tape for the Redlegs tonight.
Yeah,
Robbie.
they've missed a number of those fast-forward entry kicks tonight. Matt Nunn missed one, I think, just led into half-time. And then, obviously, there, Don Barry, you think, would absolutely nail that. And he missed it by sort of a metre over his teammate's head. So, there's certainly some work there. Is it perceived? Is it you're playing against a pretty good opposition and who put you under pressure, and does that transfer into your skill level? I'm not sure, but it's something that they'll certainly work on leading into. You'd hope the Norwood Footy Club will be able to make the finals, given their winning run over the last few weeks.
Yeah, well, if they do go down, and you think from here the Tigers will win, it'll break a 5-game winning streak for the Redlegs. They lost their first 3, won their next 4. And next week, round 9, the Redlegs face North Adelaide at Prospect on Saturday, while the Tigers are at home to the Panthers. As the ball's thrown back in, left half forward on that outer side. On hands and knees, Snook gets a hand pass out. Turned over, though, intercepted there by Grigg. Gave it to Nunn, off a step, inside 50. First game of Morton, couldn't quite take it. Then did he tackle Anthony Rabs-Wilson when not in possession? No. Tackle applied on Douglas by McCarthy, and the umpire says, my ball. So in between half forward and the arc of 50, parade end. 13 gone final term, 72 plays 37 in favour of the visiting Tigers. Barry off the left boot, inside 50, that's a better kick. Sliding in and taking the mark in front of McCarthy is Richard Douglas. And he'll line up for his first goal. Left forward pocket down there at Cooper's Hill end. Hard up against the boundary line. It's normally a pretty good finish for goal, Robbie. You would think there's a fair chance to kick this one.
Yeah, he's a good way out, but he should be able to get some good purchase on this.
Kicking around the corner is Douglas. Has he got the distance? He has. It bounces into the padding of the post.
Well, that's the third poster up that end.
Yeah, it is too.
Tonight.
Good pick up, Robbie. 13 and a half gone in the final term. And Norwood go to 5-8-38. They trail Glenelg 10-12-72. Quick kick out there from the Tigers. And a bit of lip from Richard Douglas. He's going to give away a 25-metre penalty. Umpire Rowan Huntermark didn't like what he had to say. And Park's kick wasn't a good one. Set Proud up for a task. He needs to get around Bampton. Park follows up now with a hand pass. Loops over the top to McBean. He's playing that backup ruck role. Gives it off now to Virgin, who generally uses the ball well. Looking for Agnew. Richards there for the Redlegs. Might have got his leg trapped under the tackle from Agnew. Just clutching at the knee. Slow to get up to his feet. It's right by the interchange bench, which will favour a quick look at by the doctor as McBean wins the hit out uncontested. Taken though by Ellison. Now it comes in the hands of Wilson, who's had a quiet night. He'll kick in towards the attacking 50. Douglas went the body over the ball. And the free kick to McCarthy. Bradley took the advantage. Panos should win holding the ball. He does. So another mistake from Andrew Bradley. Rare by the former captain. But Panos, who knows good game awareness, saw that Bradley took the advantage and lining up now. Remember, I've said a few times, Robbie, I remember catching a lift up at Adelaide Oval with Barry Hall, who told me Matthew Panos is the best set shot for goal he's ever seen. So I'm going to write this one in my budget.
Yeah, he's wonderful. Absolutely fantastic.
Matty Panos has taken the commentator's curse. I need liquid paper for that, Robbie. Well, sums up Norwood's night. Panos missed to the left. It's normally a very, very good shot for goal.
He's a good one, but Hawley and I played with another fella called Jason Heatley, who's a fantastic set shot at goal heater.
Big burly full forward for the Saints.
Yeah, we actually wasn't that big. He's he's had that shaved head, a bit like Hawley in the end, I suppose. But about 188 centimetres. But lightning quick off a lead and very much lead mark type of player, but a beautiful set shot.
Dead-eye dick in front of goal, wasn't he?
Came off beautifully off his boot.
Yep. Voice there of Robbie Neal, former St Kilda and Sydney player, talking about Jason Heatley, former St Kilda teammate. Did he go over to the West as well and play some footy?
Yeah, he played for. He's originally from Melbourne, but he played with the West Coast Eagles and played for Subiaco, I think, was his waffle club that he was aligned to.
So the Tigers,
took a lot of goals there.
He did.
100.
Yep, the Tigers went inside attacking 50. Norwood's defence stood strong. And Talia marked. He gives it now to Ellison. It's big Cody Ellison. Kicks down looking for Banton. Is it a free for a push or over the shoulder? Take your pick. And the umpire says we'll go the push. So a free kick to Peter Bampton, a carpenter by trade. He's going to go inside attacking 50. Gets a lead from a teammate down there in Spence, who's marked it hard up against the boundary line in front of the new Wolf Blast Centre. About 3/4 away through construction. And Spence will line up for his first goal on the night. It's going to be a tough kick. Right forward pocket down at the parade end. Just going to set it to the top of the square. A lot of numbers down there. Box position there. Ellison should get a free for taking off the footy when not in possession. The crowd a little unrest. Not with the decision going their way. As the umpire says, it's my ball. Thought Ellison unlucky there,
Yeah,
Robbie.
well, it was an interesting play there. I mean, and Jed Spence is a smart little player. And Cody Ellison actually had body position on his opponent. If he just turned around and came back at the kicker, would have been a little 15-metre kick, and I think Jed Spence was actually looking for that, but he didn't actually realise that he could have led back into some space. So get his back turned.
Yeah, the ball went high up in the air with the resulting clearing kick from the Tigers, but it's still only 30 metres out from the Redlegs' goal. Another stoppage. We've gone 17 minutes in this final term. Norwood 5-9-39. They trail the Tigers 10-12-72. It's tapped over the boundary line for a throw-in. So I'll say it again. Norwood have won the last 9 here at Cooper Stadium. Glenelg's last win, April 15, 2011 at the venue. That 9-game losing streak. It's only beaten by Sturt, who over the Doggies have won the last 11. They, of course, won today at Unley as Mitch Grigg tries to just burst his way through the tackle. Well done by Douglas. Got a hand pass out. Bampton spins out of the tackler. Well done by Virgin to intercept. Looking for Wilson. Glenelg's defence, though, able to get it out, and Reynolds, I thought, could have got a free. Shenton clever to get it off there too. Anthony Wilson, the former Crows rookie, goes inside 50. Ellison contests, well done by Pinion. Proud, taken in a tackle by Douglas. And the umpire says we'll have a ball up. Yeah, Richie Douglas, I remember playing for the Tigers back when we had AFL reserves players back in the SANFL. He played 28 games for Glenelg. That was a long time ago. Just the 5 SANFL games for Adelaide, 246 for the Crows AFL team. First year back in the SANFL with Norwood. Inside attacking 50, Spence slams it on the boot, a flying shot at goal. Misses to the left, so Norwood go to 5-10-40. They're 32 points behind the Tigers, 10-12-72. 19 gone in the final term, and Spencer's looked all right tonight, Rob. He's made the most of his chances.
Yeah, he has. He's a good little fella, and and hopefully he can continue to get a little bit stronger physically over time. I mean, he's not a big build by any stretch of the imagination anyway, so you've got to watch out sort of how much body weight he puts on if it does lead to injury. But he's a genuine insider. He's very, very clean. Probably hasn't got the speed to play as a genuine small forward, so he's probably looking at getting more time inside and being more of a stoppage specialist within league ranks.
Well, speaking of small speedsters, Matthew Nunn went inside 50 for Norwood, but Virgin took an uncontested mark thanks to some good body work from his captain in Proud. It's with former Red Leg player Partington, 6 games for Norwood back before he got drafted by West Coast, and Glenelg will go forward again. Kick into some space. First there should be Wilkins for Norwood, taken in a tackle though by Matt Allen. Wilkins pinged without possession or chance to possess the ball. The umpire says no prior, my footy. So at the apex of the square, right half forward position, out of side, about to tick into time on. And it is the Tigers by 32 points. The reigning premiers will record their sixth win of the season and jump inside the top 3. The kick from Balderstone, set up a task for Ira, who just tries to break away from the contest, runs his full measure. This kick is a good one. A rare possession there for Ira, kicks around the corner, sitting up there for Grigg, then Bampton tries to get to it cleanly. A good tackle from behind. The hand pass came out, looking there for Zach Richards. He'll square it up and find Grigg. And Mitch Griggs marked 45 out on a 45-degree angle, and Zach Richards didn't panic there, Robbie, and just squared it up and found a teammate. Yeah, he did, and he was able to sort of memorise what was behind him and who could be available. And Mitch Grigg is the man, and hopefully he can finish off with a goal. He's missed a couple tonight. He'd normally back him to kick, so here he goes. He's well within distance. Right on the paint of 50. It's a good-looking kick, but it's just missed to the left. So Grigg with 2 behinds on the evening, and the tale of inaccuracy continues for the Redlegs. 5-11-41. They trail Glenelg 10-12-72. Pretty healthy crowd here at Cooper's tonight. Don't forget, on the digital pass tomorrow, we've got the women's preliminary final. North Adelaide through to the grand final, and it'll be the Bloods under Mark Moody, first-year coach at West Adelaide. And they'll be taking on South Adelaide. Commentary by Peter Walsh and Narelle Smith. Back here at Cooper's, Phil Aspinall and Robbie Neal in the dying stages of the contest. It's been an entertaining game. Glenelg have just flexed their muscle enough throughout the night. They led by 10 at quarter time, 18 at half time, 16 at three-quarter time. And Tigers will look to hang on for the win here. Stretch got a hand pass there from Agnew and taken in a team tackle there. So 22 gone, final term. Tigers being the better team tonight and playing some good footy. The umpire just slow to get the footy back. Throws it up. Big Hanneth and Balderstone. Battled well all night. Little deft little soccer came from Weir. Looked there for a teammate in Agnew. Couldn't quite get it. Comes back to Richards for the Norwood side. The hand pass from Ball over the head. Comes back now towards Zach Richards. Step around his opponent, then jams it on the boot. And Virgin takes a strong mark. Amazing to think he couldn't get a game at the Roosters. Robbie was told he wouldn't play league footy, and now he's a premiership player at the Tigers. Yeah, and look, it's not uncommon. Someone who goes and finds I suppose the opportunity to go and play a certain role. Sometimes the club you're at, you're a little bit deep in the player that you are there, and then but you're actually you're valuable to someone else who has a spot for you. So sometimes it's just a change of lanes, which in footy terms there's a change of clubs, and it actually works for you, and it's certainly worked for Michael Virgin definitely, and good on him. Back to his original SANFL club, played some juniors there, and then went to North, and then had a year in the amateurs at Foss Camden. As the Tigers will again go inside, attacking 50. Clever work by Motlop, but Wilkins there for the Redlegs. The hand pass was intercepted. Motlop was clever. Looked for Reynolds, but well done there by Shenton, who amazingly won a leading goal kicker award for the Redlegs back before being drafted to St Kilda. And then won a best and fairest at Sandringham in the VFL in his last year over there. He kicked, I think, 85 goals over there in the VFL, so certainly knows where the big sticks are, but playing in defence, as we said earlier. From the throw-in, Ellison just took out a teammate there in Grigg, and then it spills into the hands of a teammate, Partington, who blazes towards goal. Reynolds can't take it. Good work again by Ball. Socking it off the ground, the boy from Uganda in Emanuelira. Allen strong over the ball, but Saywell strong in the tackle. Eventually got a hand pass out now to Klusky. Lining up for his third. He sails towards goal. and just misses to the left. So 10-13-73 the Tigers. Norwood 5-11-41. 24 gone, and Jack Klusky certainly knows where the goals are. Robbie just missed there.
He's able to get some good purchase from minimal steps. He's able to generate a lot of leg speed and
kick that
and
first
ball,
goal.
Yeah, the ball can carry, definitely.
Off a step, the former Double Blues junior couldn't quite get it. The ball's now on the outer side with Peter Bampton. Debuted as a 16-year-old. Played in the Foxtel Cup back in, I think, about 2013 for the Redlegs. As the ball's on that outer side, umpire Hunter Mark says, my footy. So we're nearing full time, 24 and a half gone. 73 plays 41. 32-point lead to the Tigers.
You made mention of the Foxtel Cup. That was like playing in COVID time. Foxtel Cup,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, 4 people there in the middle of the week. It was an unusual competition, the Foxtel Cup.
I remember the night I caught a lift with Barry Hall at Adelaide Oval. It was Norwood versus East Perth at Adelaide Oval. There's 4 people there.
A footy park, sorry, yeah, definitely.
And it absolutely bucketed down that night, I remember as well.
Yes, it did. We travelled to Perth and played at Subiaco, actually, against East Perth, who actually had half the West Coast Eagles team.
Yeah.
And our team was made up predominantly of
kids.
reserves, kids and reserves players. So it was interesting.
Well, West Adelaide, of course, won the Foxtel Cup Premiership, I think, in 2014.
Yeah.
A very interesting competition back then. But back here at Cooper Stadium, the statewide Super League competition. Not far away from full time. 25 and a half gone. 32-point ball game in favour of the Tigers. 10-13-73. Norwood 5-11-41. Phil Aspinall and Robbie Neal. A bit of slow pay getting the footy back in. It's kicked out of bounds on the full by the Redlegs. And it's now going to come back into play through Virgin. Looking for McBean. Good spoil. Talia down to Shenton. Tries to get through the would-be tackler in Matty Snook, and you're never going to get out of a Snook tackle. And Shenton just concedes defeat there. The 2-time best and fairest, the JHLers Cup for the Tigers. Snook goes inside 50, sitting underneath it. Stretch, couldn't take it. Reynolds off the non-preferred right, kicks around the corner. Hanneth down there. Big Jack can't mark. Spoils towards the line there by Ellison. So the Tigers now 10-14-74. And Norwood 5-11-41. A few rush behinds tonight, Robbie, but both sides a little inaccurate in front of the big sticks as well.
Yeah, I thought Jack was going to get rid of Cody Ellison there and take a one-hander. He's one of my workmates, Jack.
He does his work at the SANFL,
former Fremantle Docker and Central District Dog.
So there's the siren. Full time here at Coopers. 26 and a half minutes it went. And the Glenelg Football Club have broken the shackle. 9 consecutive losses here at this venue, and they win comfortably in the end. 10-14-74 the Tigers. Norwood 5-11-41. A 33-point win to Glenelg. We'll go through the goal kickers. 2 to Jack Klusky. Singles apiece to Liam McBean, Matthew Snook, Brad Agnew, Luke Reynolds, Marlon Motlop, Billy Stretch, Luke Parks and Jack Yates, who finished with 1 goal, 3 for the night. While for the Redlegs, their goal kickers, Zach Richards, Peter Bampton, Tom Pinion with 2, and Josh Richards with a single there in the second.